Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime is for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey, y'all. Happy hump day. Happy hump day. It's so good to see y'all. Thank you so much for being here this here day. Thank you so much. I love you all so very much. Hello to our lovely speculating family. It's great to see you. Good to see you, Southern Cats. Lori Ann is sending love. It'll get better with us. I know. It's been a day. Hannah UK, good to see you. Dandelion S, good to see you. Hio, Ali X, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute. Shelby, good to see you. Yes, it will. It will. I'll be all right. Tammy, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Snarky Pants, Hio, Edith, all of you that are here. Thank you for being here. Miss Woozy, Cindy from sunny South Florida. Rhonda R is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Tom is here today. Good to see you. Leslie Atkins is here and Cara is here. It's good to see y'all. Carrie Mayer is good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Monica is here. Thank you so much for being here. Kate K, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Bethina and Bella Rose, good to see you. Going to get in school pickup line to get my babies. This is my favorite part of the day. Hope y'all are good. I am good. Hope you are good. I hope you are all doing great. And thank you so much for being here today. Soups is in the house. Kim Beezy in the Heezy. Stephanie Marie. Great to see you, my love. Great to see you. I am so very glad you're here, Stephanie. Indy, good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right. So, with that, let's play our Halloween clip. I do have a song for today because, like I said, it's been one of them days. We're going to listen to Chop Suey from System of a Down. Okay. Let's listen to Chop Suey from System of a Down, shall we? If I would turn the daggone volume on, that might help. Yay! All right, now that we've got the anger out of our system for the day, let's keep it moving. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do 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 do. Curious Christine, it is good to see you, my love. So glad you are here. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Closely defending him. Hyoid bones. You ever come on camera? Okay. Thank you for the information. Okay. Sorry, sidebar. What am I? I'm looking for a pen. Sorry, y'all. I got too much going on right now. I told you not to do that. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to keep y'all waiting on the edge of your seats today. Let's talk about a couple of old cases that I got some updates on real quick. So I don't know if you guys remember, but we talked about the Bibb County 7. I will take you over here to the YouTubes just to show you. Let me pull it up. You were mopping this morning? I got a couple of things done this morning. Not a whole lot, though. So we have talked about the Bibb County 7 right here, ungodly, extreme trigger warning, court documents on the Bibb County 7 from 2 months ago. And then this article had accounts from the victims of the Bibb County 7. So I got an update on them today. mop the shit out of the floor with vengeful one. That's funny. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about the Bibb County 7 update that I have. I was looking for updates in a bunch of different cases, and I found this one today that I wanted to share with y'all. I'm trying to access my live real quick. I apologize. Okay. So we found out, or I found out today, that DNA collection was ordered for the defendants in the Bibb County child SEX crimes case. And it was updated Friday, October 3rd, 2025 at 12:26 p.m. You washed your windows and was listening to Susan Tadashi? Dung beetle number 7. There's 7 of them. There really is. I slept terribly, cleaned my house, did laundry, took a nap, and came to chat. I slept all right last night. All right. So the article tells us a court order mandates the collection of DNA samples, including hair, blood, saliva, and urine from defendants in a Bibb County child SEX crimes case. The defense has 3 business days to file objections or intentions to be present during the sample collection. If no motion is filed, objections are waived and the Bibb County Sheriff's Department may proceed. The suspects, including Sarah Terrell, Ricky Terrell, Olivia Elam, William Chase McElroy, Timothy St. John, Rebecca Brewer, and Andre Trejo Valaquez, face trial on June 22nd, 2026, with a pre-trial docket on June 11th. The case arose after a tip led deputies to discover at least 10 children ages 5 to 15, allegedly victims of RAPE, trafficking, and SEX-UAL torture. The suspects face over 100 felony counts combined. Timothy St. John and Dalton Terrell have filed for youthful offender status, with hearings set for November 4th at 9 a.m. This status could lead to rehabilitation and avoid permanent adult criminal record. The charges relate to incidents in a hidden underground bunker initially built as a storm shelter. Sarah Terrell's hearing on hindering prosecution is continued to October 30th at 9 a.m. I don't like this filing for youthful offender status. I think that even if they are under the age of 18, they need to be tried as adults because what they did was absolutely horrendous. Holly, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, my love. It's so good to see you. Okay. So that was my little update, and it was the Bibb County 7, now 8. There are our wonderful people there, some of them being parents of the children that were trafficked, which makes it even worse. Hold on just a minute. Okay. Kelly, good to see you. Hey, y'all. Bushwhacker here. I'll be listening in. All right, love. Good to see you. Nessa UK, it's good to see you, and I hope you're feeling better. Awesome. I did email Isabellas today as well. So I had that update for you guys in that case. And now I've got another update for you guys in Jack and Lilly Sullivan's case. I don't know if you guys remember, but they were taking cadaver dogs out to search for them. Well, I think there's 2 articles I found that give us kind of an update on that. One of them is from the RCMP. We're going to do actually this one first. Yeah, this one gives us, I think, more information. So we're going to do that one first. As far as I know, she's doing okay. I did send her an email, and she She had responded to me, and for some reason, I don't get emails where people respond to me while, like, I have to, like, go back and look where I sent them the email, and then the response will be there. So I checked that, saw she emailed me, and I emailed her back, but I haven't heard anything yet. Anyone else having troubles with YouTube chat? I am, actually, but it's not a big deal. We'll get it figured out. If there's anybody that I missed, make sure you comment so that I can shout you out. And I apologize if I missed you. It is being a little wonky today. I hadn't heard of it until AS talked about it as well. It's crazy there isn't more coverage on this case. I've talked about it with people and no one has heard of it. You're the only one really covering this. Thank you, AS. Thank you, Holly, for being here every day and supporting us. I greatly appreciate you very much. I'm trying to get more stuff out on that case, but I couldn't believe it. I found it horrendous. I don't know. For some reason, the stuff dealing with children really bothers me to a great extent. Okay, so our update on Jack and Lilly Sullivan. This was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police release. The Northwest Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit continues to explore all possible scenarios in efforts to locate Jack and Lilly Sullivan after searches in Lansdowne Station didn't result in finding human remains. In late September, Inspector Luke Reddy and his police dog Narc, as well as Sergeant Dave Wellen and his police dog Kit, searched for Jack and Lilly in Lansdowne Station, covering a total area of 40 kilometers. The teams, specially trained in detecting human remains, searched at the property from which the children went missing, along the pipeline and intersecting trails, and in an area where a pink blanket was previously found. All locations where there was the highest probability of finding the children. However, the teams did not locate any remains. Now, do you guys remember what Daniel said? He said he was 100% sure that they would not locate any human remains. And a lot of people had a problem with him being 100% sure, which is kind of suspicious. But if he's searched that area to try to prove his innocence, like in the daytime with a flashlight, then that would make me think he's pretty confident that nothing would be found. But at the same time, even if I was in his situation and I had searched in the daytime with a flashlight, I would still say I'm like 99% sure they won't find anything, leaving a little bit of wiggle room in case they did. Tammy said Daniel knew they wouldn't find them. Was he able to trick the lie detector test? And that's a good question. I don't know. It would be interesting if he was. I don't think that he had anything to do with this. I recall discussions about a car being in the area that night that was loud, and people think it could have been the four-wheeler. People think it could have been a vehicle coming and going, and it was coming and going from like 12 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. And as I've said, I've had a pass. So usually if somebody is coming from 12 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning, on and off, they're delivering substances. And I'm wondering if something like that went on and maybe the substance dealer went back and got him. I don't know. I don't think the people that have taken the lie detector test are genuinely involved in this. I don't think they know what happened, but it bothers me that the RCMP don't know what happened. Shelby said it's crazy that not a lot of people cover it. I do watch one other live streamer who covers it, and they do a good job as well, but I don't watch anyone else. Well, Shelby, I'm so glad that you watch us and that you're here with us too. And I'm glad that somebody else is covering it as well, because the information needs to get out regardless, of who covers it. Hey, Jenny Jim, my love. A1 since day one. Not much I can affirm with 100%. And it did seem odd. Yes. They're saying it was a truck. Interesting. Yeah, YouTube needs to get it together. Tom says, my money says Daniel is behind this. Interesting. I don't know. I would be surprised to learn that he faked or tricked the lie detector test. The article continues, quote, the dogs are highly trained to detect and indicate the scent of human remains. Therefore, if the dogs did not alert their handlers, it suggests the dogs were never in the presence of human remains odor, unquote, explains Sergeant Stephen Pike from the RCMP Police Dog Services Training Center. Quote, however, this doesn't definitively rule out the presence of remains in the areas that were searched. It means either the odor is there and it couldn't be detected, or the odor isn't there, unquote. Well, I mean, okay, so what the hell? Like, so it that means there could be bodies out there, or there might not be bodies out there. Like, what exactly did we learn from this then? If the dogs, either the odor was there and the dogs couldn't detect it, or the odor isn't there, like, what are you saying? It was done for nothing? Like, and even the fact that it's October and it's taken this long for the dog service team to come out there is ridiculous as well. Either the odor is there and they didn't smell it, or the odor isn't there. Like, thanks, Einstein. Can you tell us something we didn't know? What the hell? Curious Christine said, one time a friend cut off my horse's tail and then literally helped me search for it. That was odd. How worried she was about it. Later found out she did it. Oh my God. That's horrible. I'm sorry you went through that. Hey, Kalisa. Good to see you. In my opinion, it took too damn long for them to get the dogs there. Yep. They should have had those dogs there from the first week. Yep, Rhonda, exactly.
Boom, 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 bam.
Exactly. Why didn't they bring the dogs in earlier? For fuck's sake, said Hannah. Yes. Still think the brother knows more. A lot of people have asked questions about the brother, Tammy. I wonder if the brother knows more too, because he was there that day and then all of a sudden he wasn't. Dandy said he keeps talking about wanting more lie detector tests. Why do it again if he passed? I don't know. That tells me that he's trying to get the public to really understand that he didn't do anything, but I don't know what he thinks taking another lie detector test would prove. Right, Holly? Sad, the lack of concern waiting on those dogs. Yep. Hey, Ashton. I think the brother had more to do with it, in my opinion. I'm wondering so myself. I'm wondering if that's the case myself. Yep, cadaver dogs competing against each other at a yeah. I'm sorry, Curious Christine. That's horrible. Daniel has something to do with it, in my opinion. The whole situation is so sketchy. I don't think Daniel did personally, but I understand why a lot of people do. The article continues, while the searches were occurring, the investigative team in the Northeast. All right, now, hold on just a minute. In case y'all didn't know, those are his ladies. He wants us to know that those are his ladies. Let me close the window. I had the window open. Gracious, it's being so loud. While the searches were occurring, the investigative team in Northeast Nova MCU continued to assess and follow up on information that has been gleaned from the more than 860 tips received to date, 8,060 video files that have been reviewed, and forensic testing that continues. Why have we not completed the forensic testing by now? Quote, there are multiple aspects of this investigation ongoing simultaneously, unquote, says Sergeant Rob McCammon, officer in charge of major crime and behavioral sciences. Each piece of information, including the results from the search teams, helps inform our next steps. With supports from agencies across Canada, the investigative team is working to validate or eliminate leads and follow the evidence wherever it takes us. At this stage, and as we've said all along, we're considering all possibilities. We'll keep going until we determine with certainty the circumstances of the children's disappearance and they're found, unquote. Investigators urge anyone with information about Lilly and Jack's whereabouts to call the Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit at 902-896-5060 or to contact Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers toll-free at 1-800-222-TIPS or 8477. Submit a secure web tip at www.crimestoppers.ns.ca or use the P3 Tips app. Quote, sometimes the smallest detail holds the biggest answers. One piece of information may help reveal a key piece in the investigation that leads to finding Lilly and Jack, unquote, says Sergeant McCammon. I feel like that they could know more and they're not doing enough, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Child, thank you so much for being here today. It's good to see you, my love. And thank you so very much for gifting 5 Speculation Station memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. And I greatly appreciate it. I got so much love for you, child. You're so amazing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Those went to Miss Scorpio Rising, retired midwife, Anna Perkowski, Hit the Like, and Dogs Rule. If you were gifted from Chow and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Chow thank you. Thank you, Chow, again, from the bottom of my heart and with every fiber of my being. Thank you so very much. I will grab the haunted train to pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you again, Chow. Thank you so much, Chow. That was so very sweet of you. It was sweet, wasn't it? Thought so too, mentally not all there. Shelby said there was an RCMP update that was supposed to come out this week, but I guess they delayed it for some reason. I think this is the update. They're saying that the dog searched and they didn't find anything. I'll go back over to this article. Maybe it will make it a bit more clear. So it says cadaver dog search for Lilly and Jack Sullivan didn't find human remains. Nova Scotia RCMP say cadaver dogs did not locate human remains in the search for missing children Lilly and Jack Sullivan. In a news release Wednesday, which was today, the Mounties said 2 dog teams searched a total of 40 kilometers in the Lansdowne Station area in late September. The sparsely populated community in Pictou County is about 140 kilometers northeast of Halifax. Inspector Luke Reddy and his police dog Narc, as well as Sergeant Dave Whalen and his police dog Kit, searched the property the children went missing from, along with a nearby pipeline and intersecting trails, and in the area where a pink blanket was previously found, the release said. See, I think what we just read was the news release, but sometimes it is a little bit difficult to understand. Isn't it, Lorianne? I love the spooky train too. I love it. I'm glad y'all like it too. I think Daniel could be a little slow and maybe he hasn't had a high level of education. I feel he's doing the best he can, but doesn't know what to do now. Exactly. That's where I think he's at as well, Kalisa. Snarky Pants said Daniel put many bruises on these kids and the mom looked the other way. The grandma and Daniel were both tired of having these kids around, in my opinion. Grandma's story is really suspicious. You know, she couldn't take a lie detector test either because of her personality type, bipolar, probably maybe even some schizoaffective disorder. I don't know. Those are just my speculations. I don't know what her mental diagnoses are, but interesting nonetheless that she couldn't even take a lie detector test. And the brother that lived with her that nobody's seen or heard about since the day the kids went missing also lived with her as well. You found an eyeball on the spooky train, Jenny Jen? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop that when I was making dinner for us all. Is she telling that guy he needs to put some weight on? Yep, probably. The skeleton. I almost put the same thing. Just a feeling. Yeah. Hey, Miss King. Good to see you. Child killer disorder. Whoa, that's a big thing to put on him. It said, okay, continuing, it said these locations had the highest probability of finding the children, but they were not found. Staff Sergeant, I apologize, Stephen Pike of the RCMP Police Dog Services Training Center said the dogs are highly trained to detect the scent of human remains. So if the dogs did not alert their handlers, it suggests the dogs were never in the presence of human remains odor. However, this doesn't definitively rule out the presence of remains in the areas we searched, unquote, said Pike. Quote, it means either the odor is there and couldn't be detected or the odor isn't there. So again, basically, Captain Obvious is telling us, well, we searched, but, you know, they could be there. It just means our dog didn't pick up the odor. How well trained are the dogs? Because, you know, when they were bringing these dogs out, we heard that they could find bodies that were like underwater, had been buried for 50 years. had only been in an area for just a second, they could smell the ashes of human remains. But now we're hearing, well, they didn't pick up the odor. It may or may not be there. Like, stop it. Do you, Ashton? It's, I want to be very careful with my speculations, but it has been a rumor that there's some substance abuse going on over at that property, that the car going back and forth was delivering some type of substance, and that the argument with Malaya's family and Daniel's family that morning was over Daniel's use of methamphetamine. So I don't know. She very well could be. Grandma was pretty round up for sure. She made me uptight listening to her talk. Just that energy was a lot. I agree. It did tell us absolutely nothing, Kalisa, right? How is everybody today, said Hannah. In my opinion, the RCMP updates are just annoying and not worth much. Both of these so-called parents have moved on already. New partners, not bothering to even look for the kids. Unbelievable. That is really sad. I knew Daniel had a girlfriend, but I didn't know Malaya had another boyfriend. That's real sad. I would have expected to see more out of Malaya at the very least. She was all over the map. She was, Lorianne. Nessa said different breeds, different sense of smells. Spaniels are the best, I believe. Interesting. As far as Grandma, I get wound up. I feel for her. You can be overwhelmed and act crazy. I could see that too, Tammy. Welcome back, Cindy. You use bloodhounds. I don't know what kind of dogs specifically they were. We read it before, but I can't remember off the top of my head. The children's disappearance in early May previously sparked an extensive grid search that spanned 8.5 square kilometers of mostly dense woods and involved about 160 ground search and rescue volunteers, service dogs, drones, and helicopters. RCMP say the Northeast Nova Major Crime Unit continues to follow up on information that has been gleaned from the more than 860 tips and 8,060 video files that have been reviewed for forensic testing. Quote, there are multiple aspects of the investigation ongoing simultaneously, Sergeant Staff Rob McCammon, officer in charge of Major Crime and Behavioral Sciences. Each piece of information, including the results from the search teams, helps to inform our next steps. With support from agencies across Canada, the investigative team is working to validate or eliminate leads and follow the evidence wherever it takes us. He added that the RCMP is still considering all possibilities. Quote, we'll keep going until we determine with certainty the circumstances of the children's disappearance and that they're found, said McCammon. Y'all, I really do wish that we had more. And I'm wondering how long it's going to take for us to get more. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, non-climatic. And I don't mean that to sound weird. I'm just saying, like, we need more. We need more from the RCMP. That's not just, I don't know. We have no information. There's nothing new. We don't know. You know, something, by God. Okay. So, we're going to go jump over here real quick. Somebody had shared yesterday in chat that the young man that was found hanging from a tree in Mississippi, the autopsy report had been released and he did not die from hanging himself. And I did pull up another article on that. We did read it before, but this is what I found. If you found something else, feel free to let me know. I don't know why it's titled that, and then it has a video of David, but it says officials in Mississippi previously said there was no evidence to suggest DeMar Travion Trey Reed was physically attacked before his death. Authorities have released the results of the autopsy performed on Trey Reed. Reed, 21, was found dead hanging from a tree on the campus of Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi on Monday, September 15th. The young man was a student at the school. Cleveland Police Department announced in a news release on Thursday, September 18th, that the autopsy determined that Reed died by self-deletion. Police said the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's autopsy findings are consistent with the initial investigation determining the cause of death to be hanging and the manner of death as self-deletion. Final toxicology results may take up 4 to 2 weeks to be completed, police said. Let me see if I can pull up anything on the toxicology real quick, because maybe that's what you were talking about. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. We might have something. We might have something. We might have just proved me wrong in real time on live stream. I heard his family don't believe it. Hey, Wolfpack, good to see you, love. I wouldn't believe it either. So this one from 2 days ago says second autopsy pending in Trey Reed's death amid ongoing speculation. So a second autopsy report from Trey Reed, the 21-year-old Delta State University student found dead on campus last month, has not yet been released, fueling continued public speculation. Reed was found hanging from a tree near the university's pickleball courts around 7 a.m. on September 15th. Authorities ruled Reed's death as self-deletion, but his family raised questions about the investigation and ordered an independent autopsy, which was funded by Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights Camp Autopsy Initiative. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is representing the Reed family, confirmed that the autopsy conducted by Dr. Matthias I. Oki has been completed, but said the results have not been finalized or released. Crump said he's also seeking video footage from the Cleveland Police Department, which has not yet been made public due to the investigation being labeled, quote, ongoing. Okay, if the investigation is labeled ongoing, yet you've ruled his death as self-deletion, that doesn't even make sense. If it was self-deletion, then the investigation should not still be ongoing. So that is weird. It's confusing me as well, Holly. I'm right there with you. Very weird. Hannah said, I don't believe it. Most people hang themselves in private. It seems sus, in my opinion. Yep. And then them labeling the investigation still ongoing makes it even more sus. It continues, Reed's death came the same day as another Mississippi man, 36-year-old Corey Zakaitis, was found hanging in Vicksburg. Authorities said both deaths were self-deletion and not connected, though the timing has led to widespread speculation online. Rumors have also circulated on social media that Reed suffered broken bones or other injuries inconsistent with suicide. The Bolivar County Coroner's Office refuted those claims, saying there were no signs of trauma or assault. Crystal Muhammad, leader of the new Black Panther Party, an organization not affiliated with the original Black Panther Party and labeled a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center, added fuel to speculation after she claimed to have inside information about the second autopsy. Delta State University, the Mississippi Bureau, I was trying to see if what that was about, of investigation and law enforcement agencies maintain that their findings point to self-deletion with no foul play suspected. But yet, you've still listed the investigation as ongoing, which makes it weird and is going to make people ask a lot of questions. Coffee and cake, yay! Hey, Karen, I don't believe he did this to himself either. I genuinely do not. That's weird for me. All right. So let's talk about this little twerp over here. Let me go ahead and get my timestamp because we're gonna kind of deep dive this one together. So there's a little twerp, and his name is Vincent Battiloro. I don't know how to say his last name, but he ran over 2 girls on an e-bike, one of which he was fucking stalking. This little pimple freaking zit head of a fucker. All right? That's who we're talking about. He killed these 2 girls right here. We are on X. Let me put my thing up. There's a video here that he did that I wanted to go over with you guys. So evidently one of them had a restraining order against him because he was stalking the fuck out of him. Vincent, that little bastard, says this week Charlie Kirk fans stalked and brutally murdered 2 Hispanic teens allegedly found talking shit about Kirk. He then live streamed about it on his YouTube channel. This is political violence they don't want to talk about. I don't know if that's true or not. We're going to kind of deep dive it and try to figure out what's going on ourselves. So we're going to come, where is the video? Okay. So we're going to come to urban myths and legends. And this person says, this is Vincent the little bastard, now charged with 2 homicides, on his live stream where he seems more concerned about his 39,000 TikTok followers and his own reputation than the 2 girls that he allegedly committed the homicide of. So
I've been through way too much. I'm a nice kid. I'm 17 years old with a good family by my side. And these allegations that have been ruining everything is a shame.
Hey, Vicious Kisses. Nice to meet you. I'm from the town where this happened. There was no restraining order. Thank you for that information. Okay, so yeah, I think the news was saying it as well, that they possibly had a restraining order. Vicious Kisses is telling us right now there's no restraining order. I personally have not seen receipts of a restraining order either, so I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, he says, I am a nice kid. His uncle is law enforcement, and we're going to talk about that as well. Whoopak says, I swear Satan has unleashed his minions. Tom said he's an insult to real twerps. No doubt. Chow, thank you so much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Chow said you have incredibly thoughtful mods, and I love this channel. Thank you so much for that. The mods are very thoughtful, and I am so blessed to have such a great group of mods over here. They are amazing. They are here day after day, and I also cannot thank them enough for everything that they do. And I love each of them so very much, as I love all of you so very much. Thank you so much for that, Chow, and thank you for the kind words to the moderators. They are so very sweet, and thank you for that. Yeah, never trust a man who says he's a nice guy. And his father is also law enforcement that's retired. Really, Vicious Kisses. I did not know that. Sounds like he might be on the spectrum. Do you think so? Yeah, exactly, Shelby. When somebody says I'm a nice person, it usually means they are not. I'll back it up a little bit.
Everything is a shame. In a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation going on over the internet. But I will say this. I wish my sincerest condolences to those 2 girls lost in that tragic accident.
But I thought he was responsible for that accident.
Okay? It is an absolute unfortunate situation, and there's more to the story that you're not getting.
So are you doing this live stream to tell us what we're not getting? UTD, good to see you. There's another mother in Montgomery County, Texas, that used a firearm on her 4 kids at a gas station. What the fuck is going on with these people? Yes, ma'am, I have an article about that. And I haven't read it yet, but I don't know. Like, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. Back it up just a little bit. He says, and there's more to the story.
You're not getting. Making threats against my family will not be tolerated.
Oh,
My
really?
cousin has received hateful messages over social media about this whole spiel, and he's had to unfollow me on everything because of this whole drama. I have built a great following on TikTok with 39,000 followers that I have grown since 2020. And I want to thank
Oh.
each and every single one of y'all. I love you all to absolute death. This will be in the hands of Jesus. Everything will be okay. I've been bullied, ridiculed, and stuff over false allegations, okay? Over this whole thing about things that have happened in the past. I really think you all should be a lot nicer to each other. If anything happens, I'm going to give you all some advice.
Please don't. I think we would all be better off if you didn't. Cara, thank you so much for gifting 5 Speculation Station memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I greatly appreciate that so very much. Thank you so much for that. Those went to East Texas Chick, Trip Tiptoe, Kelly Vision, Olivia B, and Libra Soul 11. Thank you so much, Cara, my love. Wonderful moderator. Thank you so much. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I will grab the haunted train to pick our new members up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you so much, Cara. That was so very sweet of you. I love that clip. Yeah, he is definitely a douche. He committed the homicide of 2 girls, and he's telling us that he wants to give us some advice, and it's not what we think. How many times have we heard that? That's what I'm wondering right now, Kalisa. Why is he out streaming and not behind bars? Does it have to do with his father that is retired law enforcement, or his uncle who is current law enforcement? Like, what's going on here? Tommy said, I don't think he's on the spectrum. He's a narcissist and has an elevated level of self-worth. He is behind bars now. Okay, good. I think he does too. I'm seeing that myself, Tammy Mayfield. My eye won't attack now. Also sweet.
All right?
No, we're good.
If you get bullied and ridiculed in school about, stuff that people hate you, I would tell your counselor immediately. And, before the gets out of hand, you got to address all these things, because I'll tell you what, the amount of bullying that I've been put through in the past has been absolutely absurd.
Okay. If you get bullied, tell your counselor immediately. What does that have to do with what he did? Infamous Kim, good to see you. New sub from South Africa. You appeared in my newsfeed. Well, thank you for subscribing, Infamous Kim, and it's nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. That was so very sweet of you. Thank you so much, Infamous Kim. Nessa says he's playing victim. Bella Rose said this political bowling has to stop. Oh, the violence and rhetoric has to stop. Look, projection. Yep. I want to say that I don't go for either side of the political spectrum. I'm definitely in the middle. But yeah, people feeling like they need to do this or that in retaliation for this or that, and it's all politically motivated, need to stop, because I'm telling y'all right now, I'll give you some advice. Them politicians ain't what you think they are. They're all doing some backdoor deals and got some shady shit going on. All of them, every single damn one of them, all of the people in charge. So I wouldn't be out here trying to do shit for any of them. Let them do their thing while we do our thing, and just try to make it through life as far as you can until the end. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. I appreciate it. Really, what the hell? He should shut the fuck up, says Infamous. I agree. Chow, you're so sweet. Hey, Stoic. What a damn idiot. What the fuck? Hush your mouth, boy, and cool your nasty, weird attitude. Exactly. Hey, Cat. Good to see you.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Like, what the fuck are you even doing, dude? Get used to green baloney, homie. Yeah, counselor. Where was the counselor in this situation? All right, let's watch it again. And let's get more on the information on what he did. Let's get more information on that. before we watch it again. Okay, here we go. So, New Jersey teen revealed a dark obsession with one of his alleged hit and run victims before the crash. The New Jersey teen driver, accused of intentionally ramming into two 17-year-old girls, revealed a dark obsession with one of the victims and her family in a recorded live stream leading up to the fatal crash. That's what we just watched that we're going to watch again. Vincent Battiloro said on September 23rd, YouTube video viewed by Post, he had a, quote, vengeance, unquote, against Maria Notius and ordered a pizza to her house to prank her. Okay, I haven't seen that one. That was not the one we just saw. Claiming she leveled accusations against him that got him in trouble at school. He also appeared to admit in the same video he lurked outside her house a previous time. All right, we got to find this. Where's the full video, X? Come over here for things I can't find. And where are you at? Let's see. These are all 2-minute videos. I know that the whole live stream is here somewhere without all the news clips. Hold on. Should have done this beforehand. They all say like 2 minutes. Let's go to Facebook. That's the one we just saw. I don't mean to be quiet. I apologize for like the quiet. I'm just trying to find the full video. All right. We're going to go back to the article. Let me see what y'all are saying. Hey, Indy. Okay. Where is she? That Aloro. That Aloro. Let me write it down. I need to use my Google to pronounce it. Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Infamous Kim. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Chow said, "Oh, and in case anyone was wondering, the Dolly Parton yellow cake mix was really good, kind of dense, not very fluffy, but everyone liked it. Thank you for letting me know." Hey, Orange. I was curious about that, but I'll be honest with you, I had forgot about it until you said that, but I'm going to try it. He's 17, evidently. Yes. All right, we're going to jump back over here. It says the 17-year-old driver is now facing 2 counts of first-degree homicide for allegedly hitting Maria and her pal Isabellas Salas as they rode their e-bike Monday evening. Battiloro claimed his diatribe claimed in his diatribe that he was falsely accused by the teen and her mom of sending, quote, child pornography, unquote, and wanted to get back at the family. Later in the video, he used what was called a burner phone to phone Domino's Pizza and make a phony order to the home of the teen's family. Quote, so you all know I have a vengeance against this girl for accusing me of sending PORN and SEX. I'm going to call a pizza to her house. He said before he had a message from Maria's mother, quote, you should not have accused me of sending PORN, and you should not have dragged me into creating a police report. You made a decision making a bad name of myself. You made a bad decision having this girl return to school without me being there, unquote, he said. He told a worker at Domino's the pizza pies would be paid for through cash once they reached the house. After he hung up, he and his friends let out a diabolical cackle. When his buddy suggested Battiloro drive over to her house to witness the pizzas being delivered, he explained the last time he did that, Maria's mother caught him snooping. Quote, I got tracked and the police did what they did, unquote, he said. It's unclear what action was taken by authorities at the time, with Cranford police stating all questions about the tragic case are referred to the Union County Prosecutor's Office. Footage of the rants were first reported by NewJersey.com. Loved ones of Maria have claimed since the fatal crash that the 17-year-old gamer was stalking her for months, including sitting outside of her home. Battiloro surely addressed the crash a day after it happened on another live stream and denied unspecified allegations against him. She was so pretty. It's ridiculous. I hope he's charged as adult and I hope he's charged as an adult. Vicious Kisses says he'll turn 18 in November, and that's good. I hope that they charge him as an adult. Also like that about my phones. OCD kicks me in the backside all the time. Hey, Kimmy C123. Yeah, interesting Dolly Parton cake. The more I hear, the more I think it was intentional. I think it was intentional too. Yeah, he ran them over in a vehicle while they were on e-bikes, evidently a Jeep, because the mother had reported that the Jeep was outside, like stalking the property or something to that effect. I'm going to jump over to, oh, I have to do it differently. All right, I got TikTok pulled up. We will search that in just a minute. It says instead he complained that he's a nice kid who had been bullied. He also claimed in a May 13th live stream viewed by the Post that allegations were leveled against him about how he was sending, quote, questionable chats and stuff like that. He mentioned both his parents were defending him against what he called bogus accusations. I think that's a different case. But by June, he claimed, quote, that the case is going to be dismissed and I'm not going to be facing any charges, citing a video that has since been taken down. Quote, I'm basically cleared of any wrongdoing, unquote, he reportedly said. Quote, says a lot. If they're closing the case on me for this and they're bringing me back to school, it says how much I was innocent in the first place, unquote. Messages to Battiloro's father have not been returned, and no one answered when a Post reporter approached the family's house this week. The alleged homicider is currently in custody. His case is a juvenile matter, but he could ultimately be charged as an adult. While he was initially detained and questioned the night of the crash, he was released pending further investigation, leading to the Wednesday homicide charges, the prosecutor's office clarified on Friday. Yeah, but how was he released right after the crash? We're going to jump over to TikTok and see what we can find.
of an accused killer. It's the creepy laugh of an accused killer. We're learning new information about 17-year-old Vincent Battiloro, accused of intentionally slamming his Jeep into two best friends as they rode an e-bike. According to just released court papers, police say he was driving 70 miles an hour when he plowed into 17-year-olds Maria Niotis and Isabellas Salas.
What the hell? I remembered it was going 70 miles per hour. He had a Jeep. The Jeep had major damage. The bike was stuck to the grill, says Vicious Kisses. How the fuck was he just let off? Well, he'll be 18 in November, and the fact that he's not even, like, if it was anybody else, they would have already been hit with adult charges, being 17, about to turn 18 in November. That don't even make any sense. Hey, Glitter, good to see you, love. He had been stalking one of the girls for months. We needed stronger laws because so often stalkers escalate, and he obviously did. Yep. He apparently thinks he was bullied before this. Apparently, he's not aware of how things work in prison. Exactly, Tom.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
Two beautiful, innocent girls. He had some real issues. From what I'm reading, it probably wasn't about Charlie Kirk. I don't know.
We found this video of Battiloro on a gaming site talking about pranking Maria by sending a pizza to her house. She reportedly had spurned his advances and had filed for a restraining order against him.
Hi, can I place an order for delivery, please? Can I get 2 large pepperoni pizzas? It'll be cash at the door.
He then lets out that demonic laugh. He tells viewers it's all because allegedly Maria had made fun of Charlie Kirk.
Whenever Maria sees the pizza guy come, better think of Charlie Kirk for making fun of his death. Stupid clown.
A fellow gamer asks if he'll drive to Maria's house.
Okay, so it does have to do with Charlie Kirk because she made fun of his death. I mean, it seems innocent enough. Children do that sometimes. They'll have pizzas delivered or something like that. Like, that part seems innocent enough. But then you add the stalking charges, and then somebody, I'm from what I'm understanding, somebody on the girl's side, one of the girl's parents, filed charges against him for actual child pornography, which is weird for me. Like, what the fuck was he sending? If it got dismissed or thrown out, what validity was there to, was there any validity to the case? Was it because his family's law enforcement that it got thrown out? Like, did he send pictures of himself or something and they classified it child porn because he's under the age of 18? And that's something that, like, he was a juvenile, so it would come, like, it would show up on his juvenile record if somebody was able to get a hold of that. Even if he wasn't convicted, it'll show up that he was charged with that crime. I mean, that's a little bit much in my opinion, unless he was sending actual child porn. Like, if it was a picture of himself he sent to the girl, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to be sent something from somebody I didn't much care for either, but to go to the extent of filing charges against them, unless he was already at the stalking stage and all that. Like, if, I don't know, I can kind of see both sides of it, to the point of, like, stalking. When you go to stalking and then running her over with the freaking car, yeah, no, absolutely not. But, like, if he sent a picture of himself to her and she denied his advances and then they went and filed charges, that's a bit much in my opinion. Unless he was already showing signs of stalking, would not leave her alone. Like, I need a better timeline as of right now, if that makes sense. You never heard any porn charges were made. Okay. No, yeah, it's confusing. Yeah, it is. Hopefully we're going to get a better layout. That's what we're kind of digging into right now.
To watch the pizza be delivered.
Oh, I did that the last time, but the mother saw me pull up in the car, and I got tracked, and the police, did what they did.
Battiloro.
Okay, so if he's done it over and over again, then yeah, they absolutely had a right to do what they did. Like, as in filing charges, things like that. They can't stand rejection, and he's showing signs of something going on. Infamous Ken said, I'm in law. We don't let idiots off lightly. No, I'm not a cop. Gosh, justice. needs to be served. I agree. Stalking should be taken very seriously, in my opinion. I agree. And I think that this is actual stalking. Like when you're having pizzas delivered, when you're showing up there, when the mother's seeing your vehicle just hanging out and hanging around, that's actual stalking. Something needs to be done.
Made the video 9 days ago. On Monday, when the two girls were killed, police say Battiloro fled the scene before they found and detained him and issued him an astonishing 15 tickets. But he was not arrested because he claimed it was an accident. The next day, Battiloro went online to express his condolences.
In a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. I wish my sincerest condolences.
On Wednesday, after police discovered his connections to Maria and Isabellas, he was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Last night, Maria's mother spoke out.
She wasn't just my daughter. She was my best friend.
Oh.
My sunshine.
It's the creepy laugh of an accused killer.
Oh, it started over. Okay. I'm going to see what this one says if we get a better timeline. I don't know why it's taking so much, why it's loading like that. I might have too much pulled up trying to locate.
All the people that had to rush on here to like voice their sympathy for political violence when it was Charlie Kirk are dead silent on this app about the 2 girls a Charlie Kirk fan murdered.
We're learning new information about 17-year-old Vincent Battiloro, accused of intentionally slamming his Jeep into 2 best friends as they rode an e-bike. We found this video of Battiloro on a gaming site talking about...
Okay, this is going to be pretty much the same thing. I think that people are upset that people aren't saying anything, but again, it's like, I don't think it's necessary. Yes, they said something about Charlie Kirk that upset him, but in the overall aspect of it is not related specifically to Charlie Kirk. He is an absolute freak. He is a sociopath. He's creepy and nuts. I definitely agree. My father was law enforcement and I was held to a higher standard, right? And you would think that would be going on here as well. Yeah, accidentally intentional. I don't understand how he got off with it. I think they were on 2 bikes. I'm not sure if they were on 1 bike or on 2 bikes. All right, I jumped back over to X, but I'm going to see what we can find as far as a timeline. I'm trying to find this video because I saw images of it, but I didn't know what it was.
Hey, whenever Maria sees the pizza guy come, better think of Charlie Kirk for making fun of his fucking death. Stupid ass clown.
Wait, what?
Just remember that. No, she made fun of Charlie Kirk's death on TikTok on a repost.
Oh, she
Maybe
did?
her mother should monitor her social media activity. So that's going to be a double play. I want to make this very, very clear. I do wish my sincerest condolences to those 2 girls that were the victims of an absolute senseless tragedy, and my heart goes out to their families at this time. Hey, whenever Maria sees the pizza guy come...
So I did find this. We'll jump over here real quick. I bet he's not laughing now. All reports say a bike, not a bike. I'd heard both. I'd heard that they were both on 1 bike and then there was 2 bikes. So maybe it's just 1. Scary. It's frustrating when our law enforcement doesn't take it seriously. I agree. Sounded like an entitled brat that's never been told no. He does, doesn't he? No, he claimed that he did it, but it was an accident. And I don't understand how he's claiming he did it, but it was an accident. He was let go with 15 tickets. Like, excuse me, what? They will definitely play that at his trial, and it'll be held against him. I hope he's charged as an adult. The fact I can't get over the fact that he hit them and was only cited 15 tickets and then let go. So I asked for a timeline. I've got this article from 4 days ago. It says Vincent Battiloro was released by police after deadly crash, and then hours later he talked about it on a live stream. Vincent P. Battiloro, the 17-year-old charged in the deaths of 2 teenage girls, was initially released by police before being formally charged and arrested 2 days later. Officials within the Union County Prosecutor's Office said on Friday. Battiloro of Garwood was initially detained by police on Monday after a fatal crash, but was released, quote, pending further investigation, unquote, according to officials. He was then arrested on Wednesday morning and charged with 2 counts of homicide. In the period between his release on Monday and his arrest on Wednesday, Battiloro posted a live stream on YouTube. Let me click that and see if it'll take me to it. Okay, we'll come to that in just a minute. Where he addressed the crash that happened in Cranford in a rambling monologue. His YouTube page was taken down on Friday afternoon. Battiloro was charged Wednesday with 2 counts of first-degree homicides in the death of Maria Notice and Isabellas Salas, both 17-year-old girls from Cranford. And this video might be on it. We'll see what it says. In one of the 15 traffic tickets issued to Battiloro, police noted that he was traveling 70 miles per hour when he hit the girls with an SUV while they rode on an e-bike. So he got 15 traffic tickets, one for traveling 70 miles per hour as he hit the e-bike that they rode on. So it points to them riding one e-bike together. And then Vicious Kisses was talking about how the bike was in the freaking grill. That's how hard he hit them. I wish we could find him and bring him up on the panel. We would get some answers. Speed limit's 20. I figured it was real low like that in a neighborhood. Kat said, let's go. Probably because the family has got money and it's so wrong. Yep. Murder, not tragedy. Seriously, he needs to shut the fuck up. That's what happens when you're connected to law. Yeah, there's some fishy shit going on here. Battiloro is a relative of Westfield Police Chief Christopher Battiloro, who said the teen is a relative of his but not part of his immediate family. In the weeks leading up to his arrest, Vincent Battiloro's live streams included this is something different. Included claims that he was the subject of false allegations involving child porn and that a girl from school was causing him legal trouble. During a September 23rd live stream, he said he wanted vengeance. We're going to go to law and crime. Families and neighbors say Vincent Battiloro had been stalking Notice in the months before he struck her and killed her and Salas as they rode an e-bike in Crawford on Monday. Notice's funeral was held Friday morning at St. Demetrius Greek Orthodox Church in Union, and Salas's wake is taking place on Saturday, and a graveside service will take place on Monday. Earlier in the week, Notice's grandmother told a New Jersey Advance Media that she thought the teenager accused of running her and her friend over down in his car should pay. In a statement to Fox News New York, the families called the 17-year-old a coward of a man and accused him of plotting out the incident for months. If he was stalking them and hanging out in the area for no apparent freaking reason at all, it appears that he was stalking them for months. This one quickly. Vincent Battiloro harassed teen girls, ranted about vengeance in live streams. He was charged with intentionally hitting and killing the 2 17-year-old girls at 70 miles per hour, and he shared rambling live streams that included his need for vengeance against one of the girls. For hours at a clip, the 17-year-old from Garwood played MLB games, ranted about sports and politics, and occasionally veered into darker topics to his more than 40,000 followers. That's all I have on that one because it wants me to buy it. All right, let's check out Law and Crime. Hold on just a minute. All right, let me pull it up. Yeah, the speed limit was like 25 miles an hour, which it would be in a residential area, right? Where is it? Psychopath teen driver plows down best friends in stalking plot. Let's see.
Two teenage girls. They were best friends. Now they're dead. They were killed as they rode their e-bikes home from a school event. They were struck by a driver who fled the scene but was later taken into custody. And it appears this story is far more than just a hit and run. Neighbors and family members are...
Wait a minute. So he also fled the scene after hitting them going 70 miles an hour and was still let go with 15 fucking tickets? What the fuck are they doing? What in the fuck? Yeah, he got the tickets after he hit him and evidently after he fled the fucking scene. You know, restraining orders are, a lot of times it's just a piece of paper. My mom went through that and she talked about she would go down there when he would be drunk and hurting her and try to take out charges. And they would say, you know, we can lock him up for like 12 hours or 72 hours. And she's like, yeah, so he can get out. And then what? You know, it's a scary thing, but I wish they would have done more. In my opinion, this big dummy's big old mouth is going to take him right to the big house. I agree. But how did he get off on all of this shit? Like, I mean, I can't believe he fled the fucking scene and only got 15 tickets. Wow. Lots of incels have used vehicles to kill people. These dudes are absolute cowards. I agree. You can't get a restraining order against a minor in New Jersey. I didn't know that, Vicious Kisses. I would think that they... I don't know. That doesn't make much. I would think they would just go ahead and charge him as an adult, Kim VZ. You know what I mean? You got to have some pull in the situation for him to get out with tickets. Exactly, Holly. Yes. I think they have to talk to the DA before they make an arrest. No, I mean, I'm telling you, y'all, if that had been me, my ass would have been in the back of that cop car.
not being quiet. They say these girls were targeted and they were stalked.
So it says, my beautiful 17-year-old niece was killed. Everybody knows and everybody sees for many months. Be followed by somebody from that school every day.
And they were killed by a boy who was infatuated with one of them. And even though they tried to protect themselves for weeks, and they say that they reached out.
It says, my family notified the police department many times about this.
Out to law enforcement before this crash, nothing was done to save their lives. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime.
I'm going to mute it while it does his little intro thing.
Story where someone loses their life, and in this case, two people who are just in their teenage years. It is incredibly tragic.
Yep.
But what makes it even more shocking is the fact that this was apparently a targeted attack. That's at least what family members and neighbors of the victims are saying. These are the victims, Maria Niotis and Isabella Salas. Both were 17 years old. They were best friends. They were riding.
Y'all, on the way home from a school event on a bicycle, and this deranged motherfucker hit them on the bike. Oh my God. Our entire town is dead. I could only imagine. Vicious Kisses, and I'm so sorry, and I'll definitely keep you guys in my prayers. That is so awful. God, that is awful. If it were one of us and it was actually an accident, it would still surely land us in jail. Exactly, Curious Christine. We would get charged for just leaving the scene. And my God, the attorney we would have to hire to fight for us, even if it was a genuine accident. Like, they would be doing freaking alcohol tests, blood tests. They would be like, are you fucked up? Are you on drugs? What are you doing that made you drive 70 miles an hour in a 25 mile per hour zone? Like, what the fuck is going on? It would be a lot. Hey, harlot, if he was going 70 miles per hour in a 25 to 30 mile per hour zone when he hit them, he should have been arrested for reckless endangerment or manslaughter or something, even if they didn't think he hit them on purpose. Exactly, harlot. Like, what's going on? This shit's not adding up. At the time of the incidents, the cops probably didn't have all this other information. They probably just considered it an accident. But again, I mean, going 70 in a 25 mile per hour zone, like, I don't know. You would have been arrested on that alone, I would think. Just listen to his bullshit rant about the girl and girls. He hated them. This twisted little psycho freak. They are everywhere in this country. This is scary. Maria's twin brother witnessed it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Poor baby. Oh God. Oh no. God bless his little heart. Oh my God. Oh man. I know, curious. I can't even think about it. I keep thinking about that just riding my bike. I used to ride my bike everywhere. And then you see that car coming at you that fast, and you know the fucking vehicle, you know the Jeep, and you know it's that little motherfucker that hates you. And the fact that he was able to leave the scene like that without any charges tells me he's been doing shit and probably got away with it. Yeah, vehicular homicide, exactly. He attacked me, only spent a year in jail. I'm so sorry, Lori Ann. A hit and run at the very least, yeah. How many hours later after the incident did they go to his house? We're going to see. This is very upsetting. It is, Rhonda. Harlot says 70 and a 30 would have been criminal speed even if he hadn't hit anyone. Right, exactly. They had to be so scared. I hope they didn't see it coming either. I hope it was over quick and they didn't even know it was this little fucker.
Home together on e-bikes in their community of Cranford in northern New Jersey, not far from New York City. All of this took place Tuesday night around 5:30, according to police. WPIX taking an image from their chopper of the crime scene. The girls were on Burnside Avenue. It's a typical suburban street outside the city. The girls riding down the street, and they were struck by a black Jeep Compass, police say. The driver then took off. Here's a picture of what the vehicle looks like. This is an image that was put out by the Union County Prosecutor's Office when they were still searching for the driver. Soon after.
Okay, let's talk about that for just a second. I went to grab my coffee, so I'm away from the microphone. It might sound a little weird. Let me get situated real quick. Okay. So they're in New Jersey, a suburb of New York. So they got money.
Word of what happened to these young girls when.
And then he's driving a Jeep Compass. Now, as you guys know, like we've been looking at Jeeps. Jeeps are expensive. So that both families have money. At least he does. I mean, again, even if we talk about that though, they're on e-bikes riding back from a school event or an e-bike, something to that effect. And he's driving a Jeep Compass, which is, got to have some money for that. And he's a 17-year-old kid. That's his first car. You don't usually get an expensive car for the first vehicle because they're probably going to wreck it. Bitches said they were hit at 5:30 p.m. He was arrested the next morning. Okay. I have a picture of the Jeep, the damage, and the bike struck to the front, but it's very blurry. Oh my God. I'm going to look that up and see if I can find it. They're super expensive. I genuinely hope that they didn't see it coming either. Jersey is a New York suburb. Thank you, infamous Kim. I hope that they rest in peace. It's his last car, too. You're right about that. He's not getting out of this one. Sounds like there's already public outrage. Yep. Oh, my God.
Public neighbors went public with what they say was really going on. That this was a targeted attack by a boy.
Look. They've got, I don't know if this is the Jeep right here, but you can see their papers on the ground and everything. Or is it the one under the trees right here? Is that the Jeep under the trees, or is that a police vehicle?
He was allegedly.
But my God, you can see their school papers and everything. What is this helicopter doing here? That helicopter ain't flying in them power lines like that. Like, what the hell are we even doing? Why did somebody sticker the helicopter right there? Jesus. I remember seeing an aerial photograph of that too, where they were actually hit. That's not the Jeep. Okay, thank you. Yeah, probably. That's so freaking sad. That's a police car. The Jeep stopped around the corner. Okay. Right. I remember it. Yeah, we were talking about how he left the scene. So, of course, the Jeep's not going to be there.
Stalking Maria Neotis. Now here's what Maria's uncle put on Facebook saying, quote, "My beautiful young 17-year-old niece was killed." He said the suspect followed her to her house for months. He allegedly harassed her. They say they notified the police many times. He called the suspect a psychopath. In the post, he also says that he hopes the law now does its job. In another post, he says that the suspect watched his niece from a park by their house, and he watched every move she made. He also says he wants the suspect to rot in hell. Neighbors.
Oh my God. I wanted to back it up right here and read the whole everything that they said. My beautiful 17-year-old niece was killed. Everybody knows and everybody sees for many months. The killer followed her to the house for many months. Everybody knows that. Okay. They wrote it a certain way. I'm going to read it to assume what they were trying to say or try to make it sound like what I think they're trying to say. I wish we could have saved them. This is horrendous. My first car I got 25 years ago was a 1998 Civic with no power steering. The driver door had to be locked to keep it shut, and it had a leak in the transmission that I had to refill daily. Right. Like, that's the kind of first car you usually get. They had to airlift the girls to the hospital. This happened 5 blocks from my job. That is insane, Linda. I'm so sorry. Your coworker lives close by. So sorry. Hey, Stephanie. Good to see you. My beautiful 17-year-old niece was killed. Everybody knew and saw for many months. The killer followed her to the house for many months, and everybody in the neighborhood saw. She was a high school student. She was followed by somebody from that school every day, and he was harassing her. My family notified the police department many times about the situation, and they never did anything about it. They never did anything about my niece, and now she was killed. We have no protection, none, even from the police, not even from the law. My beautiful niece, Maria, my heart is broken. I'm so sick about the situation. You are lost by somebody that's a psychopath. Rest in peace. And in beautiful heaven, so sad and unbelievable, so much pain to me and all of our family. I hope the law does the job that they're supposed to do at protecting gross families for cold killers like that.
He allegedly harassed her. They say they notified the police many times. He called the suspect a psychopath. In the post, he also says that he hopes the law now does its job. In another post, he says that the suspect watched his niece from a park by their house, and he watched every move she made. He also says he wants the suspect to rot in hell. Neighbors in the town where Maria lived also voiced their concerns about the alleged stalker. It appears everyone knew what was going on, allegedly involving Maria and this boy. It is possible, according to WNBC television, that Maria was in a relationship with this boy and this was potentially over a breakup, or it was over some kind of argument. Now, at the time of this recording, Union County prosecutors have...
So Union County prosecutors are saying on Wednesday, October 1st of 2025, a 17-year-old male from Garwood was charged with 2 counts of first-degree homicide in connection with the motor vehicle crash that left 2 juvenile females deceased. Union County Prosecutor William A. Daniel and Cranford Police Chief Matthew Nazaro announced today. I was looking for images, and I think this is the one that I saw that shows the cop cars, and they've got the whole block like taped off. But I didn't see the papers that we saw on the ground until just now. Hey, Abraham. This isn't the same guy who had a channel playing video games that... Yes, this is. We were just talking about that. His uncle is the chief of police in Westfield and 2 towns over. We're going to talk about that too, because I've got a bunch of information on him and some things that are coming out about him now. Here's the memorial that they left there for them. Even the geese are upset about it. They said, that's some bullshit. That is insane to me, y'all. What's more insane is that he just rolled out. What the actual hell, y'all?
Not name the suspect in this case. All we know is that he's 17 years old. This is the news release that they put out yesterday announcing his arrest. The alleged killer now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder. Now, the name of the suspect, again, that's not been made public, and we're waiting.
It's Vincent Battiloro. We know now. Vicious said his father is a retired cop, too. Nightbot trying to make people think they're human. That's funny. Who cares about his uncle? Justice needs to be served. Screw the uncle. Well, the uncle, there's some things going on with them too, and it sounds like they are involved in helping cover things up and getting him out of trouble. It sounds like he should have been in trouble or held to a higher account, even leaving the scene with 15 fucking tickets when 2 children are dead going 70 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. There's some shit going down here. You know? Abraham says supposedly there was a stay away order in place. That's what Benny Politan said. Vicious said that you can't have a restraining order on minors, but it might have been classified as stay away order. I could see that too. Nightbot is the new Skynet. This is probably an ad. Let me see. Oh no, maybe not.
To learn more information about him. But as soon as this story went public and chatter started to spread, and remember, so many people in this neighborhood apparently know exactly who this boy is. We're not going to name him until the prosecutors do, but word got to the police chief of Westfield, New Jersey. His name is Chris Battiloro, and he went
I was muted. Even this photo right here of the uncle, look at him. He's scary. He's staring me the hell down. Like, y'all, I feel uncomfortable right now, sitting in my house, in my room. What the Sam hell? What is going on here? Linda said he was allegedly removed from the high school for allegedly bringing a firearm to the school. Are you fucking serious?
Public on Facebook with this statement, which is very out of the ordinary in cases like this, but potentially speaks to just how much anger there is in these communities for what alleged.
Okay, we're going to read that. The Gardening Diva, it's good to see you. If I had done what he did, I would be under the jail and my worst pics would be shown. Exactly. Like, what is going on here? The uncle's not covering for him. He threw him right under that bus. Did he? We're going to find out. The rooster was in a minute ago. And saying, get on YouTube saying they were mean to me. Yeah. He was removed from Clark, New Jersey school. Oh my God. Something should have been done. So this is the town of Westfield, New Jersey Police Department. Statement of Westfield Police Chief Christopher Battiloro and family. Like many of you, I am shocked, stunned, and so overwhelmingly distressed beyond belief by the horrific loss of 2 young ladies, which occurred in the township of Cranford on Monday night. Abrupt halt. They were not ladies. They were underage children. First of all, classifying them as young ladies is different than classifying them as the underage girls that they were. He continues, not only did my police officers and I urgently respond to this incident to aid our law enforcement partners in Cranford, but I reside in the very neighborhood where it occurred. While social media has made it known that the accused is related to me, he is not my son and not a member of my immediate family. I want to be clear as loud and as firm as possible that in no way do my wife, children, or I condone, defend, or excuse the actions that caused this terrible and tragic loss of life. I have been forced to remain silent so as to allow the Union County Prosecutor's Office and the Cranford Police Department time to conduct a thorough and complete investigation without any outside interference. Now that criminal charges have been filed and an arrest has been so rightly made, I now offer you this statement. I do unequivocally condemn the actions of the accused, and like you, I demand that he face the consequences of his alleged actions in a court of law. As law enforcement officer, I maintain full faith and confidence in our criminal justice system, and that it will ensure he's fully held accountable. I, too, pray for these families. I, too, demand full accountability and justice. As a result of this tragic accident, I lost a neighbor, a beautiful, charismatic young lady named Isabellas Salas, who I've watched grow up since the day I moved to Cranford. My neighborhood feels violated, and we are grieving. I am writing this to let you know I stand with you, my Cranford friends and neighbors, and that I grieve with you. My wife and my children and I are absolutely heartbroken over this senseless loss of life, but also the loss of feeling of safety and security in the neighborhood and community that you and I call home. My children are Cranford Cougars through and through, and while I grew up in Westfield and am a Blue Devil at heart, some of the blue blood that runs through me is Cranford Cougar blue. Look, I'm sorry, but the fact that he was released with 15 traffic violations for what he did and then later arrested is a big fucking problem for me. Like, the fact that that even happened to begin with, I think is where everybody's at and why everybody is asking all these questions. Kim, I hope whatever's going on that they feel better. He feels better. Is that your grandson? Yeah, your grandson. I remember that now. I hope he's feeling better and doing all right. His children were getting death threats? Really? Cranford School Cougars are gold and blue. Try pulling it when you can. Take a chill. Yeah, is everything okay? The uncle did throw him under the bus. The crime happened in Cranford. Too much burgers.
Happened. Now, this statement on the official Facebook page for the town reads, quote, while social media has made it known that the accused is related to me, he is not my son and not a member of my immediate family. I want to be clear, as loud and as firm as possible, that in no way do my wife, children, or I condone, defend, or excuse the actions that caused this terrible and tragic loss of life. He said that he remained silent over the past couple of days until charges were filed against the suspect, who he does not name. Now, it's hard to imagine what the families of these victims are going through. Here's a picture posted by Isabella's family. This was just days ago. Their daughter behind the wheel, learning how to drive as so many teenagers do. The caption by her mom reads a moment like this. Maria's obituary says she was born in Greece and she moved to the United States. She was going to high school in the town of Cranford, New Jersey, and once she graduated from that, she was planning to start a career in cosmetology. There is a GoFundMe that has been launched for the girls this week, and it has raised more than $130,000. Joining us now to talk about this is retired NYPD detective and co-host of the Gold Shields podcast, Tom Smith.
No, I would usually leave at this point, but I want to know what he's going to say about the 15 damn traffic violations that were filed against him and him being allowed to leave the scene of the crime. He gets both cast off next Friday. Good. He threw him under the bus and then reversed and poured again. He sure did, Abraham. He damn sure did. Sounds like the chief of police is scared he will be held accountable now. There's some shit going on with him. We're going to go to that next.
It's always great to have you on Law and Crime. Just a very sad story here. The suspect, who at the time we're recording this, we know he's 17, but we don't know his name. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. And I know it's different from state to state, but in New Jersey, what does that tell you about the case against him?
Well, it probably lays out the premeditation of it in stalking and watching her and planning this because something didn't go right in their world. And it's just like you said, Curtis, an absolutely extremely sad case of.
So if he planned this homicide and was planning on doing it for a while, then all these orders and all the things didn't help. And I don't understand how they couldn't stop this before it happened. Especially with him sitting across the road from the house at the park and staring her down and watching her, stalking her, having pizzas delivered. Like, why couldn't anybody do anything? I don't know what they would be able to do through law, but it seems like they could do something. It does smell dirty. Real dirty.
Something that was so probably preventable that ends up
Yeah.
in the death of these two young girls.
From the moment that this story broke, and if it was a hit and run, it's still, without the premeditation part of it, it still would be incredibly tragic because of the loss of these two young girls who were just going home from a school event on their e-bikes. But it seems like that there was an issue, and the neighborhood knew that he was allegedly stalking her. How do you prevent, and it's hard to say, like, how do you prevent something like this? But if it was reported.
So that's what we were just talking about. I don't blame the uncle. No one expects for a family member to do this. I don't either in that aspect of it, but I want to know how the hell he left the scene of the crime where he just committed 2 homicides with 15 traffic tickets.
Reported that they had this issue. I mean, it's not like he had a gun, and that could, a law could stop that. I mean, if he's using his car allegedly to do this, like, how can something like this be prevented?
Yeah, it's a lot of parental and family involvement in continuously calling the police and getting them on the scene and getting them involved.
I agree.
And a possible restraining order is always a, deterrent. Not always the best thing because it's a piece of paper in the eyes of bad guys. And if they're hell bent on something, they're not going to, regard the restraining order as anything bad. But it is absolutely a tool that can be used. But it's just a continuous police presence in visiting the home of this kid and getting the message through to him that you're doing something illegal and you're going to get, locked up for this. And that's where, parents need to get involved in their kids' lives when something like this happens, and they can handle it has to go out the window.
Yeah, and it seems, I know we've talked a lot of stories. This kid's 17 years old. He's now facing 2 counts of first-degree murder. Obviously he took allegedly 2 lives, but
while going 70 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, left the scene of the crime, had to be tracked down later and charged with 15 traffic violations. Let's talk about that.
For him, I think of a punishment. If he's tried as an adult, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. What goes into deciding, because I know initially his name is not being released because he's 17 years old. What goes into the decision of whether or not he'll be tried as an adult?
Well, if he's 17 years old, in the eyes of the law, he's an adult. So he's got no.
Exactly. So why is he not being charged as an adult? Can somebody fucking tell me that, please? Vicious Kisses said 2 Cranford teens have gone to our governor asking that laws be tightened. I hope that they are. Maybe his parents should have punished him. Maybe they should have taken his car away from him and grounded him. Maybe limited his access to video games and TikToks. Yes, Snarky.
Bop, boom, 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 bop, bam.
Yep, that's what you do. Put them in their room with a book. Well, I got one in the room with a book now today. That's what happens when you get in trouble. They probably even have neighbors with ring camera footage and dash cam footage of him stalking her by her house to help prove premeditation. I would think so. And the fact that it got this far is unacceptable. Something has got to be done. It's amazing to me how so many young males today simply can't handle rejection. Rejection is part of life and it happens to everyone. Exactly. You listen to some Metallica, you say, fuck that bitch. Depending on your age, you find another one and you're done with it. It's over. It's done. Find somebody else, move on. I don't know. For men.
Leeway there, regardless of what he did. And when it comes to a murder case, he's certainly going to be charged as an adult.
And I just think of this scene, and a lot of it is incredibly morbid.
Really? Because he's not being charged as an adult.
But when you are gathering evidence of a scene like this that played out on this street, what are some of the important pieces that law enforcement needs to have to build a case against this 17-year-old?
Well, there's a lot, Chris, and I'll kind of go through each one in what it means. First thing is an accident scene investigation of any skid marks, any braking marks, of preventing, or trying to stop from hitting them.
I bet there wasn't any. I bet there wasn't. Yeah, we played it at the beginning. You did see my desk. I'd have made his butt do supervised volunteer work to learn some humility. Yeah, there's a lot of options, but evidently none of it was done. But if Dad was a retired cop and family of law enforcement, they will know all the ways around it. And obviously they weren't stopping his behavior at all. Exactly. Like, what the fuck?
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
Like, what? I'm like,
what the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
and like, that's a drastic clip, right? I mean, but I find myself playing it every day because I'm like, what is even going on here? Linda said it was totally despicable that he went on TikTok the day it happened. Totally psychopathic. Yeah, because he's not used to having any repercussions. Again, and you let him get right back on TikTok? In New Jersey, they have 60 days from the initial arrest to file the charge to charge him as an adult, but he should already be charged as an adult because he's 17. You know what I mean? She's going to specialize in pediatrics or neurosurgery. She was here for my birthday. Oh, we're very proud of her. Dig ditches. I was that mean mom. Clean stalls. Buck hay. Hard work is good for the young soul. Yep, I'm a mean mom too.
Camera footage from everyone's got a Ring camera on their house. So you're going to piece together a number of videos that are going to show this graphic event happening from different angles, from different points of view. Then you're going to get into interviews and interviewing people that might have been there, the actions of the car, what happened afterwards. And then, of course, you're going to get more into a background investigation with the past of these two individuals and what, their relationship was. But at the scene, it's very graphic and it's a continuous, investigation with those events and those things that are just laid out.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Having the car, which I believe they do have because the suspect is under arrest, I think it's a Jeep Compass. What does that vehicle itself tell you as an investigator?
Well,
I want to know about the 15 traffic tickets. We can talk about the vehicle all day long, but what about the traffic tickets and why was he able to leave the scene? By law, 17 is not an adult. Well, I don't know. The guy from New York said he should be charged as an adult by being 17. Things like this happen when parents never say no and never administer any consequences for bad behavior. I agree. They will file to charge him as an adult. They are gathering info and going through months of Ring and dash cam videos. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, and often they are almost invincible. It's disgusting how differently you are treated depending on who your family is and who you know and how much money you have. I agree. Okay, Cindy.
The damage of it, if there's any GPS tracking in it, where they were, how long they were at in the area, and then where they went afterwards. But the damage of the car is going to play a part in it, what parts were damaged. And like I said before, it's more of the scene that's going to be, taken into place here with skid marks and braking marks and all things like that are going to really play a part in this.
And then when it comes to the premeditation part of it, and we've seen with so many of these suspects, there's a digital background, especially when they're 17 years old. So many of these kids live their lives on computers and online. How do you go about trying to piece together who he is based off of what a digital footprint may look like?
Yeah, you're gonna work backwards. You're gonna go.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave from over there. We're going to look at the video again, but I did see Garwood teen who killed two New Jersey girls in a hit and run releases video saying that he's the real victim. We don't necessarily have to read this. We're going to watch the video again.
And I want to address something else.
Comments.
Okay. because this is a very serious incident that happened.
It says someone break his window while he's live. Rot. Vinny, no, that's my name, bro. Yo, what's up, Vinny? I think they thought it was Vinny Paulison.
And I really don't even know if I should be streaming this right now, but I have built a great following on TikTok with 39,000 followers that I have grown since 2020. And I want to thank each and every single one of y'all. I love you all to absolute death.
So this is the one where he ordered the pizza before the homicides.
Hey, whenever Maria sees the pizza guy come, better think of Charlie Kirk for making fun of his fucking death. Stupid ass clown.
What?
Just remember that. No, she made fun of Charlie Kirk's death on TikTok on a repost.
Oh, she
Maybe
did.
her mother should monitor her social media activity. So that's going to be a double play. I want to make this very, very clear. I do wish my sincerest condolences to those two girls that were the victims of an absolute senseless tragedy, and my heart goes out to their families at this time. Hey, whenever...
This is the only video I have of the second live stream.
I've been through way too much. I'm a nice kid. I'm 17 years old with a good family by my side. And these allegations that...
Where he says maybe her family should monitor her TikTok when he's talking shit about Charlie Kirk, it makes me think that maybe his family did start to monitor his TikTok and say, you can't do TikTok anymore because you're in trouble for what you've been doing. He acts like he built a food bank for the homeless. Calm down, doofus. It's just a video game audience. Right. Yeah, he's definitely insane. Oh, even this happened after the accidents. He went home and made this video after getting 15 tickets and leaving the scene of the crime.
that had been ruining everything is a shame. In a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation going on over the internet. But I will say this. I wish my sincerest condolences to those 2 girls lost in that tragic accident.
No, you don't, or you wouldn't have done it. Lorianne said, when I say I'm a nice girl, right there, that's a lie. I don't even say I'm a nice girl. I'm not. I'm a bitch. God's children said his family must be in the Illuminati for him to get off with this shit. They must be high up there. I'm not going to lie about it. Or I'm not going to lie about it. I agree with you. They got some kind of pull or something going on, in my opinion. It's nice to meet you, God's children, and thank you for being here.
Okay? It is an absolute unfortunate situation, and there's more to the story that you're not getting. Making threats against my family will not be tolerated.
So there's more to the story that you're not getting, more to the story about him being behind it. Wolfpack pointed out that he doesn't even admit to it. Abraham says, you mean the girls that you ran over, homie? Right. It's so sad to think about all these lunatics that are walking around. And it makes it even worse to know that something could have and should have been done about it, in my opinion, Linda. It really does.
My cousin has received hateful messages over social media about this whole spiel, and he's had to unfollow me on everything because of this whole drama.
So he's a victim. He's a victim now. After he decided to ram that vehicle up to 70 miles per hour and run them 2 girls over. He's a vehicle. Yes, he's the one who hit them, and evidently the girl says something about Charlie Kirk's death online. Garwood had a police car stationed outside his house because of the threats. I didn't know that. If that's true, how was there a police car stationed outside of his house that missed this? I don't think so. Abraham says, will not be tolerated. Who the fuck does he think he is? Evidently somebody that's got away with a bunch of shit, in my opinion. He thinks that he's got all authority to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Built a great following on TikTok with 39,000 followers that I have grown since 2020. And I want to.
That's your life accomplishment. What you've done on TikTok, the following that you've grown, that's your fucking life accomplishment. God's children said, there you go. It sounds just like them. They're always the victim. Yep. The ex-boyfriend got in trouble. The parents thought he ordered it for him. For the pizza, he was a Charlie Kirk supporter, and he was talking shit about the girls because they had an opposing opinion to Charlie Kirk. And I've heard that he was an ex-boyfriend, rumor has it, or something. The poor, beautiful girls, one having to be removed from under the car. He needs to be put away. God, he does. He is sitting in jail. Yeah, it has. I haven't heard anything since his arrest. I didn't hear much about him until he died either, to be honest.
I thank each and every single one of you. I love you all to absolute death. This will be in the hands of Jesus. Everything will be okay. I've been bullied, ridiculed, and stuff over false allegations, okay?
What false allegations? You hit them with your vehicle after stalking the fuck out of them. He can't wipe his ass properly. There was one small mention of Charlie Kirk. Okay. Green bologna pizza.
Over this whole thing about things that have happened in the past, I really think you all should be a lot nicer to each other. If anything happens, I'm going to give you all some advice.
So he's talking about things that happened in the past that he's been ridiculed about, but it's all correlated. And he does need to shut the fuck up.
All right?
No.
If you get bullied and ridiculed in school about, stuff that people hate you, I would tell your counselor immediately. And, before this gets out of hand, you got to address all these things, because I'll tell you what, the amount of bullying that I've been put through in the past has been absolutely absurd.
Y'all. This was put out after he hit the girls. Okay? And I'm just over here like,
What the fuck is going on here?
y'all, 15 tickets for going 70 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, hitting 2 girls, taking 2 lives. Yeah, you should have went to jail for manslaughter out the gate. Out the gate. It is him setting up a defense. Hey, Rebel Princess, nice to meet you. It's like watching the parenting style Stearns was raised under. I mean,
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
I'm just going to leave that there. Yeah, it appears he's trying to do damage control. He even uses big words like Stephen Stearns. In my 60s, I was bullied more than he ever was, and I never killed anyone. Right. Like, what the fuck? Y'all.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
He knows that he committed their homicide, but he's not going to account for it, and he's related to law enforcement, so he's never had to account for shit. God's children said I'd almost put money on it. He needed to sacrifice to get higher up. You think so? I don't know if I'd go that far. I think that he's a spoiled brat that's never had to account for anything, and his family's law enforcement that's got him out of the stalking charges, and made him feel to the extent that he could have pizza delivered to their house and not even get in trouble for it. Like stalking, sitting across how did he feel so emboldened to sit across the in the park across the street from their house and just watch them all the time, stalk them at school. I looked for him in the Union County Prison or lockup and bond link, and there's no info. They tend to hide high-profile cases. They're probably hiding him. You do? I respect your opinion. How much dumb shit do teenagers talk? They think they're grown and don't know shit about life yet. Yep. Took a shit and went off for a minute. Yeah, y'all should be a lot nicer to each other. He didn't follow his own instructions. I agree. Okay, so we're going to jump over to talk about his uncle for a minute. And I'll leave all that stuff up in case we go back to it. He's definitely going to have to sacrifice that booty in prison. Well, I wouldn't count too much with law enforcement because it sounded like they're about to run a parade over him. I don't know. Let's see what this says. Police chief whose nephew is accused of Cranford homicides hit with discrimination lawsuit. So a former police officer in Union County faced retaliation after reporting sexual harassment from a civilian employee, a lawsuit claims. Matthew Ohala, who resigned from the Westville Police Department in August, filed a civil lawsuit alleging a series of retaliatory actions by police chief Christopher Battiloro and other employees that created a hostile work environment. So, okay, already I'm seeing an issue. His uncle, Christopher Battiloro, who is a police chief, made retaliatory actions towards somebody after they alleged a civil rights lawsuit or civil lawsuit. The uncle retaliates against this person. If it was talked about in the family, which I'm sure it was, did that make the nephew by proxy feel like he was able to do retaliatory things to get back at these girls? And is that what has been going on? What the hell is this video? Battiloro's nephew, Vincent P. Battiloro, 17 of Garwood, is charged with 2 counts of homicide for hit-and-run deaths of 2 girls riding an e-bike in Cranford last week. Christopher Battiloro lives in Cranford on the same street as one of the victims. In a lengthy Facebook post, Christopher Battiloro condemned the actions of his nephew, who he did not name, and he said his family did not condone, defend, or excuse the actions that led to the loss of life, and he stands with Cranford neighbors in their grief. According to Ohala's complaint filed in Superior Court of Union County on Friday, he began receiving, quote, unwanted, unsolicited, and purposely anonymous sexual advances, unquote, through text message in March of 2023. They came from Dominic Sandinelli, the department's emergency communication systems supervisor. Quote, would you let another guy perform oral sex on you? Unquote, one text read. Sandinelli later admitted to Ohala in person that he sent the messages from a burner phone to Ohala and several other officers, the suit alleges. Sandinelli continued the advances over several months, prompting Ohala to file a police report in July of 2023. Following an investigation, Sandinelli was given a brief suspension and remained in a position with access to sensitive police and personnel information, unquote, the lawsuit alleges. Shortly after Ohala filed the report, a complaint was lodged against him for working on his personal Vespa scooter during work hours, despite receiving prior approval from Battiloro to do so during off hours. Sandinelli then filed a retaliatory OPRA request for surveillance footage of Ohala at work, the suit says. Quote, Battiloro failed to investigate Ohala's allegations that Sandinelli was retaliating through the OPRA request and associated complaint, dismissing it as the parties retaliating against each other, unquote, the suit states. Quote, the town will vigorously defend this lawsuit, which is clearly opportunistic in its timing and intended to undermine the credibility of Chief Battiloro and the professionalism with which he has led the department, unquote. Westfield Mayor Shelley Brindle said in a statement released on Monday, quote, we remain fully confident that when all the facts emerge, they will demonstrate no wrongdoing on Chief Battiloro's part. What do you guys think? The young man that we saw talking and that hit the girls on the e-bike, yeah, was 17. I have not grown chives. They grow wild here, love, and I go get them wild. I'm not good at it. That police chief practically said he's related to me through my wife's brother's wife's sister's neighbor twice removed. I saw on EWU where a 16-year-old made shooting threats to his school, and when they came to arrest him, his mom crying, saying, "But he's just a little boy, and a motherfucker is an ogre, bigger and heavier than her." Imagine that, Rebel. Hi, Crazy Crime Time. Nice to meet you. You're good. Okay. Quote, "I, along with the entire town council, stand firmly behind Chief Battiloro, who has served the town of Westfield for more than 2 decades with the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and commitment to our community," unquote. According to the lawsuit, Battiloro eventually removed Ohala from the Traffic Safety Bureau and reassigned him to the Patrol Division, where he would have increased supervision, according to the suit. Battiloro also endorsed a negative performance evaluation of Ohala and initiated an unwarranted performance improvement plan. During a meeting with police captain and a union representative, Battiloro stated Ohala, quote, "deserves this," unquote, referring to the adverse performance evaluation. Ohala argued it did not meet the department's policy, the suit alleges. Battiloro also brought allegations of Ohala's theft of time to the Union County Prosecutor's Office twice, seeking criminal charges, but the office denied the suit alleges. The allegations caused Ohala to be denied a promotion to sergeant. Additionally, the lawsuit claims Battiloro and the police wagered, quote, "bias-based harassment," unquote, towards Ohala, a non-commissioned officer in the United States Coast Guard Reserve. That included verifying his drill attendance with his superior and rescinding a long-standing policy of paying officers for time missed due to military drills, the suit alleges. So basically, he was part of the National Guard, Coast Guard, or whatever, and he would go to do drills, and evidently they were supposed to be paid for that. But after everything going on with this Ohala person, that was rescinded, basically meaning that they took that off the table, even though it had been happening for a very long time. Not a dung beetle. Additionally, Ohala later became the subject of an internal affairs investigation following a welfare check of a township resident who appeared to be deceased but was alive at the time, the lawsuit says. The resident died roughly 2 weeks later, prompting Ohala to be placed on modified duty, which barred him from leaving the department headquarters during his shift and working side jobs. At the conclusion of the investigation, Ohala was told that Battiloro was seeking to suspend him for 6 months or terminate him. Ohala, who had been working for the department for a decade, resigned on August 4th. Quote, "Even had the plaintiff accepted the 6-month supervision, he knew he would either still be terminated or terminated under some pretext or upon his return, because Chief Battiloro would not rest until the plaintiff's career was over," unquote, the complainant says. According to the suit, Battiloro then went before the township council, stating the township should not settle with Ohala, preventing him from seeking pre-litigation settlement. As a final act of retaliation, the suit alleges Battiloro attempted to sabotage Ohala's potential employment at the Union County Prosecutor's Office. The suit alleges violations of the state's law against discrimination, or LAD. Requests for comment have not been returned. So if the police chief is retaliating against this guy who worked for him, etc., I mean, that makes I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say that that could make the nephew feel by proxy that he can retaliate too against the girls that were upsetting him. The whole welfare check is confusing to me, said Vicious Kisses. From what it sounded like, he went to do a welfare check and the person was alive at the time, but then 2 weeks later, another welfare check was done and the person was found deceased. So that's weird. Kalisa said, wait, is the mayor supposed to defend the police chief against retaliation suits? Shouldn't they be neutral? Doesn't seem fair. There's something fishy going on there. Something weird. Right, exactly, Tom. Sounds like the apple didn't fall far from the tree. I've got a couple articles on this. I'll pull this one up real quick. This article talks about that he's being sued for something else. He's the uncle of the 17-year-old accused of killing Maria Notice and Isabella Salas. He's accused of retaliating against a former police officer, Matthew Ohala, who said he reported alleged sexual harassment. A copy of the lawsuit was obtained by People. When authorities did not release the name because of his age, court records show that he was issued 15 tickets the day of the crash, including for allegations of leaving the scene of an accident involving personal injury, careless driving, reckless driving, and going at least 70 miles per hour on a street with a speed limit of 25 miles per hour. Court records that he was also cited for allegedly driving without a license, registration, and an insurance card. On the day the suspect was arrested, Christopher Battiloro wrote a Facebook post. He was identified. The Union County Prosecutor's Office said that after the girls were struck, the suspect was detained and questioned by law enforcement officers before he was ultimately released pending further investigation, and he was later arrested. They talked about him stalking one of the teens, saying that she made complaints and nothing was done. It's just a tragedy. Let's go back over here. I know the mother spoke. I thought I saw it. Here.
He's been parked out front of her house. Online in
Following
school.
her.
Yeah.
It was, the school was notified, the police were notified, like for 3 months now.
And nothing happened.
No.
He was never stopped.
No.
Well, what we're hearing is...
Wow. How are the police notified and not doing anything? Child, thank you so much for the super chat. $4 Whopper Wednesday at Burger King if you use the app. Thank you so much for the information. I don't eat fast food. But thank you so much for letting us know. And you guys, if you guys are interested in Whoppers, Wednesday is $4 Whopper Wednesday if you use the BK app. Thank you so much for that, child. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I greatly appreciate it with every fiber of my being. Thank you so much. You buy the Impossible Whopper once in a while because you don't eat meat. How interesting. Is it good? When they get the data from the vehicle, Tom says, he's screwed. I bet he accelerated before impact. I would love to know if there's skid marks on the road, and I didn't see any when we briefly went over the pictures. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
He's been parked out front of her house. Online in
Following
school.
her.
Yeah.
It was, the school was notified, the police were notified, like for 3 months now.
And nothing happened.
No,
He was never stopped.
no.
Well, what we're hearing is an absolute sense of devastation on this quiet block. It's a tight-knit community, as described by us, certainly one that did not expect to have their peace interrupted so violently. Let's show you the memorial that has been building throughout today as people have been coming by and leaving their thoughts and flowers. Now, initially, this was described as an e-bike incident, but that is not the case, according to residents. They say this is about a driver who allegedly mowed down a girl that he had been stalking, in the process also killing another innocent girl along with him. Now, the victims are identified as 17-year-olds, according to people on the street where they lived. The victim's family showing up here were also absolutely gutted, as were their friends. The two names on the makeshift memorial are that of Maria and Isabella. Now, posting to social media, the mayor of this town confirming that the girls are or were currently students of Cranford High School. They were riding their bikes down this quiet street after 5:30 yesterday afternoon when the driver behind the wheel of a black Jeep SUV hit them so hard that he killed both of them. The driver took off, dragging one of the bikes underneath the car, which went a good distance down this road and may have ended up disabling the car. That's where the driver was arrested. Then Cranford High School.
Okay, hold on. The papers are on the ground, but there's no skid marks to stop. And then he continued to drive while the bike was under the fucking Jeep. And it eventually, to the extent that it disabled his fucking Jeep, and that's how he was found, y'all. That's some intentional motherfucking shit. You hit them, you continue to drive down the road with such speed, aggression, and aggravation that it ends up disabling your fucking vehicle. So you have to stop the vehicle, can't even leave the scene of the crime because you hit them and just continued to fucking drive, dragging them under the fucking car. Y'all, to the extent that them being under the car disabled the fucking Jeep. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't see any skid marks at all, Vicious. It was her that disabled the Jeep that stopped it so he could be found in her last act before death. Jesus. Y'all, that's so fucked up. How the fuck was he able to leave with 15 ticket violations? He never slowed down and dragged them children, or at least a child or the bike or something to that extent, under the fucking Jeep to the point that it disabled it. And left the fucking scene with 15 traffic tickets. I am infuriated.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
Hell yeah, the damn town is pissed off. I would be too. What the fuck? It wouldn't surprise me to learn that he did. How in the fuck did he leave the scene of that crime? There's definitely some backdoor shit going on here. What the fuck? I wouldn't leave that crime. You wouldn't leave that crime, Snarky, Hannah, Abraham, Vicious, Tom, Dandy, Jenny, none of us would have been able to leave the scene of that crime. The e-bike was mangled under the Jeep too, to the extent that it shut the fucking Jeep down. Oh my God.
They were riding their bikes down this quiet street after 5:30 yesterday afternoon when the driver behind the wheel of a black Jeep SUV hit them so hard that he killed both of them. The driver took off, dragging one of the bikes underneath the car, which went a good distance down this road and may have ended up disabling the car. That's where the driver...
I was fixing my headphone. I'm going to back that up because I just forgot what I was about to say.
Off, dragging one of the bikes underneath the car, which went a good distance down this road.
Oh, yeah, going a good distance down the road. He didn't try to stop. Y'all, if we hit something, we stop. We try to get it out from under the vehicle or whatever, and then, assess the damage and continue on. No, he accelerated and continued to drive with the bike under the vehicle, thinking that it possibly... He didn't know if it was one of them girls or not, if they were stuck under there or anything like that. And he continued to drive and continued to go. Dragging the bike. I mean, y'all, he heard that motherfucking bike under there. He knew the bike was under there. The bike was under there dragging so hard, so fast, and all of the shit until it disabled his fucking vehicle. And he left with 15 traffic tickets. Stop it. Jenny's telling me to calm down. Calm down. Not rendering help after an accident is a crime. There's so many crimes. So many crimes here. I think the fucking balls on that kid and his uncle's street. The police chief, right. It was on his street. What the fuck?
Road and may have ended up disabling the car. That's where the driver was arrested. Then came word from those who knew the victims that this was no normal hit and run, telling us the driver is also 17 and has, in their words, been, quote, stalking one of the victims for months.
I had only seen one girl, and then I walked down the street a little bit and I saw the other girl, and just horrible. Nothing in the world is more horrible than what I saw yesterday. I have kids, and so no family should have to go through this. It's just horrible.
So she witnessed it? Oh my God, I couldn't imagine that.
Horrible.
I'm a mother of 5, so.
My God. This is such bullshit.
"70 miles per hour. That's how fast cops say a 17-year-old was driving when he mowed down 2 teen girls riding on an e-bike. Now, video has surfaced of the suspect shortly after the crash, laughing on a gaming site.
They were so young.
It's the creepy laugh of an accused killer. We're learning new information about 17-year-old Vincent.
Look at him. That shit is creepy as fuck. Watch.
Now, video has surfaced of the suspect shortly after the crash, laughing on a gaming site.
Look at him. He is just so pleased with his motherfucking self. He did cause so much destruction, and it's so sad. If everything they cited him for was a misdemeanor, they probably would have. He would have got hit with the bitch. Habitual misdemeanor. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's no reason he should have left the scene of that crime. They probably wouldn't arrest him. I think the police didn't know all the facts while ticketing him, not making excuses for that shit back. Again, though, let me run this through, okay? I'm driving my little vehicle in a 25-mile-per-hour zone, going 70 miles per hour. I hit 2 children on a bike, drag the bike underneath me, and the children have to be life-flighted away. I can damn near guarantee you I'm not leaving the scene of that crime without being held in jail for something. They're going to find a fucking way. That didn't mean he didn't have them in his possession. How can you ever get over something like that? The poor parents, he's a monster. Well, yeah, with his psycho laugh. I hope he does cry like a little bitch in jail. I hope all of them do cry like little bitches in jail. I can see what I can find. I don't know if I'll be able to find much.
It's the creepy laugh of an accused killer. We're learning new information about 17-year-old Vincent Battiloro, accused of intentionally slamming his Jeep into 2 best friends as they rode an e-bike. According to just-released court papers, police say he was driving 70 miles an hour when he plowed into 17-year-olds Maria Niotis and Isabellas Salas. We found this video of Battiloro on a gaming site talking about pranking Maria by sending a pizza to her house. She reportedly had spurned his advances and had filed for a restraining order against him.
Hi, can I place an order for delivery, please? Can I get 2 large pepperoni pieces? It'll be cash at the door.
He then lets out that demonic laugh. He tells viewers it's all because allegedly Maria had made fun of Charlie Kirk.
Whenever Maria sees the pizza guy come, better think of Charlie Kirk for making fun of his death. Stupid clown.
A fellow gamer asks if he'll...
Look at the way he looks down when he says that.
Sees the pizza guy come, better think of Charlie Kirk for making fun of his death.
That right there. Imagine being her, standing underneath of him. That's what he wanted. He wanted to look over her like that, just like that, with those eyes. and call her a stupid cunt. That was his intention, to stand over her while she looked up at him and call her a stupid fucking cunt. That right there. Wait, but the tickets come right after the accident. On the scene. Yes, on the scene with the bike under the car that he dragged under the fucking car until the car stopped fucking being able to drive. Y'all. He's probably already crying to his daddy. He probably has no idea how much trouble he's in. I hope he does cry to his fucking daddy. And honestly, I hope his fucking daddy cries too. And says, son, I can't get you out of this one because he fucking deserves it. Standing over her like that, you stupid fucking cunt. People aren't held responsible, therefore they do a lot of crazy. Our judicial system is definitely fucked. I was told the tickets were not only for that day, but other days. What I found in the articles say he was given 15 citations, but I'm not sure. We'll have to look it up.
Stupid clown.
A fellow gamer asks if he'll drive to Maria's house to watch the pizza be delivered.
Oh, I did that the last time, but the mother saw me pull up in the car, and I got tracked, and the police, did what they did.
Battiloro made the video 9 days ago. On Monday, when the two girls were killed, police say Battiloro fled the scene before they found and detained him and issued him an astonishing 15 tickets. But
so that tells us that the 15, I'm assuming the 15 tickets were for that day. Okay, Cindy, have a good day, love. Thank you for being here.
He was not arrested because he claimed it was an accident. The next day, Battiloro went online to express his condolences.
In a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. I wish my sincerest condolences.
On Wednesday, after police discovered his connections to Maria Niotis, he was arrested and charged with first-degree murder.
Okay, so he hit the girls, dragged the bike under the car to where the car stopped working, and then he was issued 15 tickets. He goes home or somehow gets home, and he's arrested the next morning and taken into jail. When he goes home, he does that video right there that we saw earlier where he's saying, there's some shit that happened. Y'all don't know the whole story. Not everything's being said. I've got these followers. I love each and every one of you to death. You don't know the whole fucking story. If you're being bullied, go to the counselor. And it's the next morning that they figured out what happened and go and arrest him. And he lives in Garwood. Okay, Cara, have a good day, love. Thank you for being here. He acts like he's reporting on it in that video. Yes, he does. They need to fire all law enforcement and judge in that county and start all over. I agree. Just like they need to do that with the Murdochs, or did when they busted the Murdochs.
He was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Last night, Maria's mother spoke out.
She wasn't just my daughter. She was my best friend. My sunshine.
The families of both victims released a joint statement calling the suspect a coward of a man who had been plotting the attack for months.
I'm going to see if I can get her mother's message. Paper where I wrote her name down. There we go. If I can get a video. Let me go back and see if I can find a video.
A high school senior, full of... Maria was 17 years old. A high school senior, full of dreams, full of life, and full of love. Maria had a passion for all things beautiful. Music, makeup, hair, fashion, but it wasn't just about appearances. Maria believed in making people feel beautiful. When she talked about her dream of becoming a makeup artist, it wasn't just about glam. It was about helping people see the beauty in themselves that maybe they had forgotten. She would practice for hours, watching tutorials, doing her friends' makeup for fun, and always leaving behind glitter, eyeshadow palettes, and a whole lot of love. She was going to graduate high school this year. She had plans, big ones. She was going to attend cosmetology school, start her own business one day. She had that sparkle, that ambition, that fire. There are no words that can truly describe the pain of losing your child. It's a silence that echoes louder than anything I've ever heard. It's waking up every morning wishing it was a nightmare.
But like even Hannah said, if he's a juvenile, it will be impossible to get the records. But like, I'm still wondering why he's not being charged as an adult. Even the 16-year-old who was schizophrenic and committed the homicide of his parents in Florida was charged as an adult. And he was like schizophrenic. Like, there was, not saying that it's an excuse, but there was like kind of a, a reason why he did it. There was no stalking. There was none of this other bullshit. It is really darn sad. Her mom is very strong and just talking about all the wonderful memories of her, and I appreciate that. Tom said hopefully his bail will be high enough his parents can't bail him out. He's obviously a danger to society, and he needs to be held fully accountable.
Hoping to hear that sweet, "I love you, Mom, Dad."
I hope they do.
It's an emptiness in our home, in her room, in my arms. But today I choose not to speak only of grief. I choose to speak of Maria's light. Her life.
Angela, good to see you. Angela said a 14-year-old that was part of a girl getting shot and later died is now at this moment being charged as an adult. See, that's what I mean. And I think it's like pretty much out the gate. We knew they were being charged with an adult as an adult. I hope that we can verify that he is going to be charged as an adult and soon. Oh, Linda, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad that y'all were here to go over it with me and help me judge, get through it, because this shit is insane. And Vicious Kisses and Linda are from the area, so they know the case as well. And I appreciate all of your input. In New Jersey, you must go in front of a judge and present the case as to why you are charging as an adult. They have 60 days to gather evidence and do that. In Florida, the DA doesn't need to do that. Okay, so that explains more as, like, why Vicious is saying they will charge him as an adult, like, eventually, or, I'm assuming when they can present it in front of the DA. Angela said the case of the 14-year-old wasn't in Ohio. I would be shocked if he wasn't either, but I'm also already shocked that he left the scene of that crime with 15 violations and nothing else was done. We have a 12-year-old being tried as an adult in Florida for homicide. See,
May have been short, but it was powerful. She loved deeply. She gave generously. She dreamed boldly. And to Maria, my sweet girl, I will miss you every single day for the rest of my life. I will picture your smile, hear your laugh in my heart, and carry your dreams in my hand. You wanted to make the world more beautiful, and my darling, you did. Just by being in it. You will never be forgotten. You will always be loved. And I promise you, your light will never go out.
Oh, should I send this to the news?
Oh, should I send this to the news? Maybe you should get out of the flooding zone. I mean, I don't know, I'm just a person over here judging from the outside and all, but I can't stand people like that. Isabella May said, I've always been outspoken with my opinions, and lots of people my age and generation tend to speak out what they believe in too. Unfortunately, for two 17-year-old girls in New Jersey, using their voices cost them their lives. Vincent Battiloro stalked the two 17-year-old girls for weeks after they had made a comment about Charlie Kirk. He drove a Jeep into them at 70 miles per hour while they were riding e-bikes, taking their lives with no remorse. Vincent had been stalking one of the girls, Maria, for months. She complained to her school and even filed a police report against him. Nothing ever came of it. And now it's too late. Funny how everyone was so loud when Charlie Kirk was killed for exercising his First Amendment right, but suddenly when the same thing happens to two little girls who have different opinions, everyone is silent. Don't think it goes unnoticed or unseen. What happened to Charlie Kirk was a tragedy, but now the same thing that got him killed is getting two little girls killed for speaking out against him. My question is, where are your posts? Why haven't you guys changed your PFPS to Isabella and Maria? Your judgment day will soon come. Rest in heavenly peace, Isabella and Maria. I think that, again, the Charlie Kirk thing is a small aspect of it, okay? I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if, let's say, a political rival of Charlie Kirk had been shot, then yes, it would get the same attention and garner the same emotional reactions as the Charlie Kirk homicide. But because this is high schoolers, and there's obviously more to it than just the Charlie Kirk thing. There's allegations that they dated for a short period of time. There's more things going on in this than to just relate it to the Charlie Kirk comment that she made. Yes, he said that on a live stream, but he used that as an excuse after he had stalked her, after they had filed a police report, after a bunch of shit had happened in school, and he's talking about being bullied at school. Like, it's not as related to Charlie Kirk as they're trying to make it out to be, I think. Yeah, right. Exactly, Bella Rose. It don't have anything to do with Kirk. In my honest opinion, she might have said something about his death, and he might have said something about it on the live stream to make it more. You also got to keep in mind that he's streaming to a live audience, and he's ordering pizza to be delivered to somebody's house as a prank. So he's going to pick something out of the woodwork to justify it, that she might have said a small comment about Charlie Kirk. Oh, let me portray it to my live audience as I'm doing this to stand up for Charlie Kirk, because that's what's going on in the political environment right now. Everything's happening about Charlie Kirk. So let me make you feel as hostile about this girl as I do by pointing out that she said something about Charlie Kirk's death, and that's why I'm ordering pizza to be delivered to her house. But in reality, it's not about that. He stalked her, and there was police reports filed. They could have dated. We don't know. Like, you don't have that much anger been pent up at that person who is another high school student of yours just because they said something about Charlie Kirk. Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? I have a feeling this guy is probably very radical in his beliefs, and he might be, but I just think it was an excuse for ordering pizza and having it delivered, honestly. See, everybody is relating it to Charlie Kirk, and I don't like that. I think he was just trying to invoke his live stream audience to feel as angry towards her as he did. Exactly. Vicious kisses. This would have happened no matter what she said, I think. And no matter what she said about Charlie Kirk in the political environment. Like, with people getting fired for saying that, what happened to Charlie Kirk was funny and all of that, of course he's going to pull that out of his back pocket if he has the chance to get the whole live stream feeling it like he was. And they even talked about how the live stream responded and said some things or something like, you should go to the house and watch the pizza be delivered. And he's like, oh, I already did that and got in trouble with her mom. And that's when the police did what they did. So it was going on way before the Charlie Kirk thing. Indy, exactly. They really are trying. It was a convenient excuse for him. Exactly. They're going to radicalize that ass in jail now. He better exercise those clenching muscles. Better do them Kegels for the backside. He is a psychopath. There's no way to understand his sick mind. He just said Charlie Kirk to get people to listen to his sicko mind. Exactly. To have hostility towards her like he did. Yes.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
And that's why people aren't saying a lot about it, because it's not directly correlated to Charlie Kirk. Even if Kirk was alive today, those girls would have still been gone. Again, yes, exactly.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
Exactly. Yes. Oh, I wanted to see. So this says New Jersey teen stalker was traveling 70 miles per hour when he struck his victims. Reports say Vincent was traveling 70 miles per hour in a residential area in a 25 mile per hour zone when he struck his victims, nearly 3 times the posted limit. He's claiming he was a victim of bullying and false allegations. He did not elaborate, saying he should probably keep quiet. He has been hit with 15 traffic violations after mowing down and causing the deaths of Isabellas Salas and Maria Notice. Both 17-year-old girls were killed Monday in Cranford, New Jersey, while riding e-bikes home from an after-school function, according to police. I wanted to see what this said. Can I click a clicker? I'd like to click a clicker. A ticket each for failure to possess an insurance card, registration, and driver's license, leaving the scene of an accident with injury, failure to report an accident, failure to show a license after an accident, unsafe lane change, improper passing, careless driving, reckless driving, abandoning a motor vehicle, delaying traffic, obstructing passage of other vehicles, improper display of license plates, and speeding. Okay, now again, if I am driving without a license, without insurance, and without registration, and I'm speeding, I've got probably fictitious tags or something, improper display of a license plate. I'm obstructing the freaking highway. I'm driving recklessly and carelessly. I'm improperly passing, and I made an unsafe lane change. Failure to show a license after an accident, and failure to report a fucking accident. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. Thank you, Vicious, for the information that you've given us, and thank you for being here. I'm really worried about those Mississippi deaths you brought up at the start of the live. I'm concerned about it too, and I'm hoping that we get some answers on that as well. He's probably talking about shit that has happened in the past about his bullying just to gain sympathy. Exactly. Just like pointing out the Charlie Kirk shit when it's got nothing to do with it. He was just trying to make his live stream hostile towards her. And I mean, he was genuinely stalking her. She was the target. Poor Isabella was just on the bike with her and was taken out because of that. Preliminary charges. Yep. I'm wondering too. Yeah, he didn't present the registration, so it could be because it was registered to his parents. I don't know. ISIS. Yeah, they're people. It's the same root of psychology. Yeah. I mean, you present, all propagandized presentation of the opposing party, and yeah, that's how they get them to do the things that they do. I agree with that, Rebel Princess. They ticketed him for everything they could come up with, and they aren't messing around. I still, though, thinking I would be going to jail. I would love to know if he had to perform a field sobriety test at the very least for all of that shit. Like, I'm wondering if they at least made him do a field sobriety test. New driver 17 is when New Jersey. There's been a lot of people that have been bullied that haven't done that, and I get sick of that term too. I don't see a ticket for being a psychotic asshole either. Yeah, and he was taken in. So he was taken in by the police and then released after the crash. So that's weird. They took him in and then released him.
What Vincent Battiloro did between allegedly mowing down 2 girls in
In New
Cranford,
Jersey,
taking
that's
both
when
their
you get your
lives on
license
Monday,
back.
September 29th, and his arrest on Wednesday, October 1st, sent shockwaves across New Jersey and across the internet.
Now I'm really thinking if I should really do this.
In that time, he went live twice.
See, I want to hear that part. Now I'm thinking if I should really do this. Carrie said, I'm sure his parents are not too proud. And they're probably not. But, I mean, there's some questionable shit going on. He fled. Yeah, so if the vehicle was left in the middle of the road where people couldn't go around it in the improper lane and all that, like that was on the list of tickets. He ran away? The fuck? I'm going to jail if I do that. I'm sorry, I am. But he was taken to the police station and then later released. Like, how? I still don't get that. He has no idea what real bullying is. He will learn about it in that prison. Bubba the Booty Bandit's coming to get that ass, boy.
Twice on his YouTube channel, advertising the live stream to his 40,000 followers on TikTok. Around 10:30 the night after the crash that killed Maria Niotis and Isabella Salas, Battiloro sat on a couch in a dark room and calmly talked to the camera in a gaming platform live stream. As he spoke, the chat broke down into chaos, with people in the live chat asking him if he planned to stream from jail and calling him a killer. For more than 10 minutes of the beginning of the stream, he chastises and at some points even taunts people in the chat.
The more you guys engage in the chat, the more you give me engagement. And I get paid for YouTube.
Then he turns off.
See, why can't I see the entire video? I want to see the entire video.
Off the chat function and begins to talk about the crash, how he's a victim too, and mental health. He also talks about his family, and more specifically, he could be referring to his family members in law enforcement.
You're opening up Pandora's box, getting family involved.
On the same night, Battiloro goes live a second time. This time it's short. He ends the live after someone leaves an address in his live chat that gets him visibly upset. Over the last couple years, Battiloro appeared to host many gaming live streams where he not only talked about the game he was playing, but also what was going on in his life.
I'm wondering if they dropped the address to his uncle. They probably found him at the house. Who knows if he even had his license yet, yeah? Or maybe his parents will also send him root beer barrel candy. Yeah. I would love, we got the commissary list from Plunder. I would love to see what's being given. I don't know if you guys saw, but he was asking a content creator to please get in touch with his family for him, talking about Stefan. I find that interesting. Deb was all over that chat last night. She is in there saying, just talking. She has found her forever home on YouTube. Stern still hasn't. Any ordering pizza and stalking and bullying, you dumbass. Actually, stalking is worse. I agree. He still is. He still is going a month or more without a shower. Like, they write that down on those lists when he showers and when he doesn't. And it was a month between showers. This mofo is in for a rude awakening. I agree. Probably posted his address. Yeah. Yeah, Stern's got some Famunda cheese going on, and that's fucking disgusting. I hope he starts taking a shower more than once a month, but that's on him. That's on you, my guy.
He talks about Maria, one of the victims, in more than one stream, and he speaks of her with disdain.
Maria doesn't like to do that. She likes to eat fat and be a pig.
In one stream, he talks about his need for vengeance against Maria for accusing him of sending pornography. Maria's mother had words for Battiloro following the crash, calling him a coward of a man in a statement that she gave. More on the porn accusations and allegations of Battiloro stalking Maria in part 3 of our series. What Vincent Battiloro did between allegedly...
I want to see the full live stream. Later in the stream. See, we already pulled this up and it doesn't appear to have a link to the web stream. Let me see. Hold on. Like, why? I'm not believing that nobody recorded that live stream and we can't see it. See, all of the videos are like 2 minutes. I'm looking for like a 10, 20-minute video. Oh, the parents, Vincent Battiloro is the son of Jeffrey Battiloro, who is a former police officer in Chatham, New Jersey. His uncle, Christopher Battiloro, is the chief of police in Westfield, New Jersey. Vincent Battiloro faces serious legal charges, including homicide, and has a troubling history of traffic violations. Well, no shit. No motherfucking shit. See, all of these are like 2 minutes. Somebody's got that. Yach. Let's see what this says real quick. I think that's again just the 2-minute video. Yeah, it's the 2-minute video. I don't know. I can't find it. Basil, baby, stop. It's aggravating. I would love to see the full live stream. Vinnie Politan has the whole video. It was like 10 minutes. Let's see. Thank you for that. Is it on his channel or on Court TV? That was streamed 5 days ago. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I didn't realize y'all couldn't see it. I've got it pulled up. I apologize about that. So we're going to borrow Vinnie Politan's live. I'm going to share it with you guys. And evidently, it's the whole live stream from what he says. Thank you, Abraham, for that. Like, I can't believe, though, that nobody else has uploaded it. I'm going to play this and do a search at the same time for the video without anybody talking. And Soap, right? Ping and Vinnie Politan both have the original live stream. Ping, he is loving all the attention. Video was not that long. It was less than 10 minutes because it ended and started a new one from the gaming. Okay.
Town, and Garwood is another town. So those are the three communities, all in the general same area, but they're all connected, and you'll find out why. So what I've done here on this live stream is, it was blurry to begin with because he had a little picture of himself in the YouTube because he's a gamer. The lighting wasn't great, but I pixelated his face anyway. He's 17 years old. He's been named by most of the mainstream media covering it. And the name is actually important to the story. But let's begin. Remember, this is after the two girls, and this is obviously the biggest story in the community. It starts as a hit and run, right? Because the person responsible drives away in their SUV.
And I'm not authorized to talk about the whole thing. So I'm going to do this in 5 minutes right now. So me and Evan have played co-op since, well, not co-op, but we've streamed.
Okay, wait a minute. I found this just now. I think this is could be the live stream. This is from August the Duck. I'm going to share this one as well. If it's not, we'll go back to Vinnie Politan. Okay.
There's more to the story that you're not getting, but when the time comes, I will explain it in greater detail. I'm not authorized to talk about the whole thing. I'm not going to.
Why does it have no volume? Hold on, y'all.
It is an absolute unfortunate.
Like edit or review when you're live streaming, you're basically just posting
Can y'all
stuff
hear
as you
that?
say it. And I think that leads to a lot of things ending up on the internet that if they were being filmed traditionally, they.
It is an absolute unfortunate situation,
Do y'all
and
hear
there's more to
anything?
the story that
You
you're
can
not
hear it. Okay,
getting.
let me
But when the
check my,
time comes, I will explain it in greater detail. I'm not authorized to talk about the whole thing. I'm not going to give you any more information. This will be in the hands of Jesus. Everything will be okay. I will get this sorted out.
Guys, today we are talking about what
Why
has
can't
got to
I
be
hear
the
it?
most disturbing internet happening I have ever talked about.
Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to try to bring it back up because I couldn't hear it for whatever reason. I can pull it right back up, though. Okay, now I hear it. All right. Let me pull it back up. So he is talking about it. I thought it might be just the live stream.
Real world, real life consequence kind of thing. So if you're looking for like a lighthearted video today, this one is probably not for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen a lot of people do a lot of insane shit on this channel while they were live streaming. And I think a big part of that is because compared to making something like a YouTube video or a TikTok or even just like tweeting something out, obviously when you're live streaming, you don't get that moment where you're like, okay, maybe I should edit that out. Maybe I shouldn't post that. You know, you don't get that moment to like edit or review. When you're live streaming, you're basically just posting stuff as you say it. And I think that leads to a lot of things ending up on the internet that if they were being filmed traditionally, they wouldn't have. Things that people say or do in the heat of the moment, you know, knee-jerk reactions people have, that if they had an extra second to think about it, they'd be like, fuck that, I don't want that on the internet forever. Stuff like, for example, basically admitting to your entire audience while you're live streaming that you just committed a double murder. Yeah, guys, what we're looking at today is really like nothing else we've ever seen before on this channel. This YouTuber you're seeing in the background, Vinny Bat 118, is facing first-degree murder charges after he allegedly struck and
looking like it's not what we wanted. Let's go back to Vinny.
But we've streamed MLB since 2020, and we made a lot of memories in the past. And
that guy
it has been a fun, long ride. But I need to explain some things that have happened over the past few days. And I'm not going to talk much about it. But in a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. Now, there has been a lot of misinformation going on over the internet. But I will say this. I wish my sincerest condolences to those 2 girls lost in that tragic accident. Okay.
Okay, so he's not admitting to it, but he's also saying that he's sending his sincerest condolences to those 2 girls lost in that tragic accident. knowing damn well that he knew them more than what he's letting on, and he stalked the fuck out of them.
Okay? It is an absolute unfortunate situation, and there's more to the story that you're not getting. But when the time comes, I will explain it in greater detail. I'm not authorized to talk about the whole thing. I'm not going to give you any more information, but I will say this, okay? Making threats against my family will not be tolerated. My cousin has received hateful messages over social media about this whole spiel, and he's had to unfollow me on everything because of this whole drama. Why are you guys getting him involved? It's one thing, okay. If you hate me, you hate me. If you don't, you don't. You're opening up Pandora's box, getting family involved. And
all right, let's start.
The uncle would be, I mean, the cousin would be the child of the police officer. That is his uncle. We're going to skip that.
Girl have been protected.
Okay, now, I mean, I'm hearing mixed rumors as to whether or not there had been some sort of a dating relationship between one of the young ladies and this guy. But in New Jersey, you know, restraining orders are not easily granted, and they can only be granted under two circumstances. One, well, there has to be an act of some sort of violence, okay, or threats or something along those lines. But you have to have a dating relationship, or you have to have a familial relationship. Those are the only two types of cases that will allow a restraining order. I hear people all the time that say,
so are we hearing, okay, so maybe they weren't really dating, but because there was some kind of order put in place, people are assuming they are dating. Tom says, get used to hateful messages, assholes. You caused it. And even when you don't cause it, like, people get hateful messages on YouTube. That's part of how shit works. People can even get doxxed. And I mean, it only happens because you put information out. People only know about you what you put out, okay? First of all. And second of all, you're going to get trolls in your chat. And you make little funny clips. That's my advice on it. Like this one that I have.
Look at that crazy bastard. He may not be smart, but he has more fun than all of us combined. Yep.
I mean, you deal with it and you move on. I also have this one if somebody pisses me off real bad.
You don't tell me what I have to have. You ain't my mama. You're overstepping your goddamn authority. Now don't try to be my motherfucking girl, please. I don't want to do that. Because I love you. My granddaughter, you've done so much. But you're about to step out of line and I'm going to fuck your ass up.
That one goes out to you know who. You know who you are. You know who you are. Kisses and loves and hugs. Can't retaliate from jail, dumbass. No doubt. Rumor was Vincent's father was the Westfield chief. That's why his son was being threatened. Oh, okay. I like that one too. Tom said in his twisted, delusional mind, they were dating. And that could be true. Like, he seems like a pure fucking psychopath.
I'm getting annoyed by my neighbor and I want to file a restraining order. And I'm like, you can't do that unless you're going to say you were dating the neighbor. And if you don't have that, you're not going to get a restraining order in New Jersey.
Nope, they're sure not.
You know,
Here's the question. Here's the question everyone's thinking right now. Well, what do you do if somebody is stalking you and somebody following you if you didn't have a dating relationship, but they, you know, from afar or whatever, or maybe you're a you know, someone, and it's a public figure or something, and someone's following you around.
Right. Well, there are charges that can be filed under those circumstances, such as harassment. There also can be stalking. Stalking is an independent charge in New Jersey, and it is a criminal charge. And a lot of times it gets downgraded to harassment, which would then be a petty disorderly persons offense. But even under a petty disorderly persons offense, generally, any type of release will require you know, you cannot have any contact, a non-contact order signed by the judge. Okay, so that would have the same value as a restraining order. Okay, because if the person then showed up in front of my house or had made calls to me or had done something, sent me something on the overnet, internet, you could at that point in time go to the police station, say that they violated their conditions of release or conditions of bail. Even though we don't have bail in New Jersey, in municipal court offenses, the judge can put strictures and requirements. So if you violate that, you're violating a court order, and you could be arrested immediately for that. And then
what happened?
So I'm wondering again, like what happened in this case? I think Benny might ask.
What happens in the next situation? Let's say she's got the restraining order. They had a dating relationship. They broke up. She got the restraining order, and he's like parking in front of her house.
That would be covered in the restraining order. You can't park.
How do you get it enforced?
You just go. You go to the police. You go to the police, and he'd be arrested.
911 call.
It would be a 911 call. Yeah, I mean, what happens is this in New Jersey: when you get a restraining order,
police have any discretion in enforcing?
No,
you have the order, and the person's parked in front of your house. What's
no
going to happen?
There's no discretion. So what ends up happening is this: when you get a restraining order, you are instructed to send a copy of that to the police department of not only where you live, but also where you work or where you go to school. So those departments are on notice.
Yeah, I'm just going to go buy a firearm. You know what I mean? Like, thanks.
That just does not sit right with me. So
hold on.
Fine out there. Let's get to more now of the live stream here.
That just does not sit right with me. So I figured I'd make a statement about what happened. And I want to address something else, okay? Because this is a very serious incident that happened. And I really don't even know if I should be streaming this right now, but I built a great following on TikTok with 39,000 followers that I have grown since 2020. And I want to thank each and every single one of y'all. I love you all to absolute death.
That's weird for me.
And regardless of what happens, if you don't see me streaming for a little bit.
So they said that the video was removed. I think his account has been removed. His family has shut down everything that had to do with him, which they would. They're law enforcement. They probably shut everything down and got rid of everything.
That you'll understand why. But this will be...
He's from Jersey.
This will be in the hands of Jesus. Everything will be okay. I will get this sorted out. And I plan to keep continuing playing co-op with my best friend, Evan. He has stuck by me through the whole side, and I want to thank him for that.
Oh, you're...
Without my loyal friends playing co-op with me, I wouldn't be streaming YouTube right now. So
he has at least one friend.
Who's now going to be changing his name to Fritz.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That poor friend. So again, people are asking, why is it pixelated? Again, he's 17 years old, and the case has not made its way yet to adult court in New Jersey. It's not automatic. It's done.
All right, let me skip it ahead to where they start playing more of the video.
You don't know. Like, I don't know if he's changed or if he's always this way, but I heard from the family.
Authorized to comment on it, and I want to thank each and every single one of you guys that have stuck by me through this whole thing. And I want to address one more thing, okay? I really think there needs to be more done to address mental health in this state.
Whoa.
Because,
What?
Jonesy, you woed.
Yeah, because here he is, seemingly proclaiming that everything's cool. I did nothing.
Right.
Kind of deal. I mean, more or less, he's saying that if you read between the lines. And now he's going to talk about mental health. Well, whose mental health? was this an accident by a person?
Right. Carrie pointed out he's waiting for his trophy and parade. Like, he's that sadistic that he's thinking that what he did was justified. He's not going to get caught, and he's waiting for everybody to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry you were a victim of them filing police reports on you. And our heart goes out to you. You're talking about all of the hot topic trigger words, the trigger buttons, Charlie Kirk and mental health awareness and all of the things. Like, yeah, he's absolutely waiting for his trophy. He's absolutely delusional. And he does think he's special. He's that psychopathic, in my opinion. Vicious says he seems like the type to take the stand so he could boast about it. Exactly, yes. Like, what the fuck is going on here? This is freaking weird.
Mental problem.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain this, dude. I've been bullied, ridiculed, and stuff over false allegations, okay? Over this whole thing about things that have happened in the past. There's more to this story. It'll come out in the future.
I think here he's talking about the stalking. I think because this thing is fresh, right? The hit and run, whatever you want to call it, had just happened. But he's talking about this ongoing thing, which would be the allegations, I believe, of the stalking and whatever was going on between him and Maria. So that seems to be what he's talking about, and that more will come out about that.
Well, I also think it's the school.
I think he set a 5-minute timer for his talk, and I think that's when it just went off.
It did sound kind of like a timer as opposed to an alert, didn't it?
Yeah, no, he said, I'm going to take 5 minutes for this, and he said, sometimes it's a deal, but here you're talking about 2 lives being taken. So
I was trying to get it back
do
before the video started again.
Then he's not being punished for taking one of those lives.
And Basil's demanding attention.
That's egregious. Gringa, good to see you, Tangents, and chat. Viva Italia. This defendant creeps me.
Music scene that drove them there?
Yes, absolutely.
That and a Greyhound bus. Back to the video.
Yes.
Okay.
No, they we didn't make a lot of money in the band thing, so it was actually not the Greyhound bus. It was 3 Schwinns.
3 Schwinns.
I'm going to let you all know this right now. I don't plan to go anywhere anytime soon regarding streaming. But again, if I do end up taking a hiatus, I'm telling you guys why. So.
And when he says hiatus, he means 35 to life.
Yeah.
I really think New Jersey needs to do a better job addressing this mental health crisis because I've been through way too much. I'm a nice kid. I'm 7.
Here's his victim status. Southern said, oh, he's special. All right. Just not like he thinks. I'm with y'all. Rebel pointed out that he's definitely a dork. Linda said, I'm so glad I'm going on vacation this week, or I would have missed this one, even though I've been sick the whole week. I'm sorry that you've been sick, and I hope you feel better. Yeah, I'm trying to make pauses in case of strikes.
17 years old with a good family by my side. And these allegations that have been ruining everything.
I think he set a 5-minute timer for his talk, and I think that's when it just went off.
Okay, they pretty much
it did sound kind of like a timer as opposed to an alert, didn't it?
Yeah, no, he said, I'm going to take 5 minutes for this, and he set a timer for 5 minutes. This dude's out of his mind.
Right. I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to explain why I did what I did and make myself the victim, and let me set a timer for it. I know. I hope you're not sick on vacation. I hope you feel better, love. What a fool. Yeah, I'm a nice kid. It fucking sounds like it with all the damn orders that they had to get against you for stalking and sitting across the park from her house.
Is a shame. But again, I'm going to leave it at that. I really think you all should be a lot nicer to each other. If anything happens, I'm going to give you all some advice.
Oh, good.
All right?
We need that.
If you get bullied and ridiculed in school about, stuff that people hate you, I would tell your counselor immediately. And, before the shit gets out of hand, you got to address all these things, because I'll tell you what,
comment. Didn't show
the
up.
amount of bullying that I've been put through in the past has been absolutely absurd. And I'm going to be honest with you, the state is not doing a right job addressing this mental health crisis. And I hope Shitterelli can fix this shit. Okay?
Shitterelli.
So that is all I'm going to say.
That's talking about the mayor. Remember, we read her name. It was Shirelli or something to that effect. Shitterelli or Shirelli. I don't know. Was that the mayor or the person in the lawsuit against his uncle? That's the sheriff. Like, he's talking shit about higher ups and shit that's not even involved with him. These allegations are ruining everything. What the fuck? People upset about him committing the homicide of 2 girls is ruining his channel. Who was Shitterelli? Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. Let me look that up as we continue to listen. Hold on, I have it right here. Matthew Ohala was the one that filed the charges. Dominic Sandinelli. Okay, Dominic Sandinelli is the person he filed the report against, and then Shelley Brindle is the mayor. So he's calling the guy. Okay, let me. Okay, my ADHD. I got to slow it down. So his uncle is the police chief. Okay, and then there's 2 people working under him. The Shitterelli person that he references with the last name, I'm assuming that's actually Sandinelli, not Shitterelli, but Sandinelli. And Sandinelli was making unwanted sexual advances towards Ohala at work. And then Ohala says that not only was he dealing with the shit from Sandinelli, who Vincent calls in the video Shitterelli, but that the chief Battiloro, which is this guy's uncle, the little fucktard here's uncle, he was catching shit too and involved in a lawsuit because of quote unquote Shitterelli making unwanted sexual advances towards Ohala, who was also working at the police department. And Ohala said, not only is Shitterelli or Sandinelli making these advances towards me, but the chief is also punishing me for this. And he just said Shitterelli, the shit going on with Shitterelli, I'm going to back it up. But he's talking about the shit with his fucking uncle, not the homicides.
If anything happens, I'm going to give you all some advice.
Oh, good.
All right?
Listen.
If you get bullied and ridiculed in school about, stuff that people hate
running
you, I
for
would
governor. Okay.
tell your
Thank
counselor
you, guys.
immediately. And, before the shit
Hey,
gets
Lolas.
out of hand, you got to address all these things, because I'll tell you what, the amount of bullying
what's
that I've
going
been put through in the past has been absolutely absurd. And I'm going to be honest with you, the state is not doing a right job addressing this mental health crisis.
Okay.
And I hope Shitterelli can fix this shit. Okay? So that is all I'm going to say about this whole thing. I'm not going to talk about it anymore on the advice of loved ones and others. We're going to play co-op with Evan. And
So it's the governor. He's hoping the governor can fix this. Right, Rebel? Don't need your advice on me. Seems Jack Citarelli is his choice for governor. I didn't know that that's who was running for governor. Thank you, guys. That's why it's so great when you guys from the area are here in chat. Lola's mom said the parents did everything to get this maniac away from their daughter, and they did nothing. Like UTD, she did tell the school, and they did nothing. Kalisa said these allegations are ruining everything. What the fuck? People upset about him committing the homicide is ruining his channel. What world is he living in? Right. It's utterly unbelievable.
and we're only going to do one game. And depending upon the next steps, I'll probably be live tomorrow, because here's the thing.
Nope, he went to jail.
I was originally going to start a school today, but with
no idea he's going to be arrested.
He's delusional in that regard, right? Because
Yeah, this piece of shit is giving us advice that we need to listen to. We need to listen to his advice and be nicer to each other.
No. The Vincent D'Onofrio didn't get past boot camp.
I'm
if you
skipping
remember.
it ahead to where we can
Yeah.
Well, but that was on a
just
machine
listen to him, the live stream.
With all this hoorah happening, it kind of screwed that up. So I plan to be live tomorrow. I don't know about Evan, but again, you're going to be seeing more lives coming in the future, and I will address this whole thing hopefully in the next coming days.
So
if he was stalking the girl outside of school or sitting across the road from her at the park, it would have been happening outside of school, but there's things that was going on at school too. Should have really. I'm not stalking people and running them over, so I think I'm good. I think we're good. It's the state's fault you have mental problems. I got an idea. How about taking accountability for your actions? Exactly, Tom. Yes.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
Yep. Evan is now Edward. You're probably being serious. I didn't mean to laugh. He was referring to mental health care in New Jersey, so it makes sense he was talking about Jack Santorelli. Okay. I heard he went to Al J and Clark, then to CAP in Cranford. Probably. I imagine he's been moving around quite a bit because of threats and a bunch of different shit. He thinks he's the next Luigi Mangone, who was actually with me in Poland when that thing happened. Oh, really, Rebel? How interesting. I'm sorry. He might think that. Who knows? He's definitely got a couple screws loose, in my opinion.
Is Evan in the room?
What's that?
Is Evan a virtual friend, or is he in the room? Because he always looks to his left when he
could be on the screen. Okay.
Platoon was a much better movie to go on a tangent. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Say anything.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Rebel Princess, some people come in here and they're serious about things like that, so I try not to offend. I didn't think he was in Poland. There was something that happened that was not in the United States, and I thought that's what you were referring to. Something, I don't know, that happened beforehand or something to that effect. I can't remember. And Gioni, that's my boo. That's my boo thing. My boo thing.
You don't want to comment anything else?
No, I think we're good, bruh.
Evan's like,
yeah. Hey, is there anybody out there?
It's a very sad. Say it again. That is our goal for the future. Again, we've been live for the past 5 years. We've developed a very good relationship, a very good friendship. And I plan to keep doing this as long as I can. As a huge baseball fan, I want to entertain you guys. I love gaming so much. This is my safe spot, gaming. If I wasn't doing this right now, I don't know what I'd be doing. But
now,
okay, so he's pixelated because he's under 17, and sometimes you get privacy strikes if you show actual videos of people who are actually, like, if you show a live stream or whatever from the people who are actually, like, recording the videos, like, his family could come and privacy strike Benny Politan for having his picture up there, and he's under the age of 17. It looks like to me they don't play any more of the video. Oh, no, they do. His mouth moves a little bit. It's like the last couple of minutes. Okay, hold on.
And that's, I mean, this is a perfect example. I mean, this guy is driving a car and he decides to take two people.
SUV.
Right, driving a vehicle and takes two people.
Yeah, everybody else
Let's
is
take a
showing
listen
it.
to his
They're all from
conclusion here.
Jersey.
But again, I want to make this very, very clear. I do wish
they're all from
my
Jersey.
sincerest condolences to those two girls that
No, you don't.
were the victims of an absolute senseless tragedy, and my heart goes out to their families at this time.
An absolute, see, it kills me that he
And then
said
he ends.
absolute senseless tragedy that was caused by him. Like, sir, you're the one who did it. What the fuck do you mean an absolute senseless tragedy? Are you admitting that it was senseless and heartless and you did it on purpose by saying that? Like, that's fucking weird to me. His sincerity is very underwhelming. And after watching that live stream, y'all, I'm still over here like,
What the fuck is going on here?
and who the fuck are you exactly? I think they're all from New Jersey. I think that was Vinny's choice. Probably doesn't want to be demonetized. Yep, I agree. Okay, so we've got. Oh, I saw about somebody had said something about the mother who like shot her 4 children or something, and I thought this last article that I have was related to that, but it's not. I'm gonna go over this last article before we finish for the day. Rebel Princess said that shouldn't be allowed. He is freely going online to make a jackass of himself. Age shouldn't shield him. I agree. Lori said these people are nuts. They don't give a fuck. I agree. He's definitely from New Jersey. That's what I thought. So this article that I wanted to share with you guys is titled Mother of 2 Still Missing as House Fire Called Suspicious. This is from Putnam County, Indiana. Family members are speaking out as authorities search for a 46-year-old mother of 2 who is considered missing and endangered. Brittany Gard hadn't been seen or heard from since September 30th. The next day, police responded to her burning home and found no one inside. Quote, who took her? How does someone just go missing these days? It doesn't make any sense, unquote. Grad's sister, Stephanie Bowen, told Scripps News in Indianapolis. This is Brittany. She's 46, 5'9", 140 pounds, and has long black hair. She's missing from Banbridge, Indiana, last seen at 9:24 p.m. on September 30th, or spoken to. If you have any information on her whereabouts, please call 765-653-5115. And that's all we have on her. It says the missing person poster provided by the Putnam County Sheriff's Office shows Brittany Gard. Bowen, her sisters, and dozens of others searched through the cornfields and wooded areas adjacent to Gard's property on Monday. Bowen described Gard as a loving mother and her kid's biggest cheerleader. So when she didn't show up at her daughter's volleyball game on October 1st, the family knew something was wrong. Quote, she was supposed to be at her daughter's volleyball game, wasn't there, and then there's a fire. Her car is at home, her purse is at home. She's nowhere to be found, and the house is on fire, so it makes no sense, Bowen said. According to the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, Gard was last seen on Tuesday, September 30th. Gard's house was reported showing smoke the next day at 7:39 p.m. Local fire departments extinguished the blaze, but no one was found in the fire-damaged home. 3 fire investigators were called to the scene and are still compiling evidence. Fire investigators said they believe the house fire is suspicious in nature and will relay their findings to criminal investigators. Quote, I feel like there's something here that's bigger that we don't know about and someone knows something, unquote, Bowen said. Flyers with her picture and physical description can be seen across town, outside businesses, in gas stations, and even taped to pizza boxes. Be vigilant. Look around. Search your brain. If you have a camera on your house or something, go back and look at it and see if you saw something different that night, Bowen said. Brittany, we love you and we hope to see you safely returned home. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with information about Gard's current location to contact Putnam County Emergency Operations Center and 911 dispatch at 765-653-5115, extension 0. Anonymous tips can be made on the tip line at 765-653-3211, extension 699. Here's what her family had to say. It's very weird that she goes missing and then her house is caught on fire. That's weird. Was a very small town in New Jersey. Is now in Florida. Brittany looks like she found a younger guy and walked away from her life. That's how I'd do it. Think so? I find it weird that her house is on fire. I'm wondering if somebody committed a crime in there and used it to cover up evidence. Burned it to cover up evidence.
Continues today for Brittany Gard. She's the woman that was reported missing after authorities responded to a suspicious fire at her home in Putnam County. Her family is pleading for answers. Our Aubrey Hicks has the story.
So the fire was created, and that's how they found out that she was actually missing, which is interesting. Again, I think it could have been done to cover up a crime. Leave Brittany alone. I think I have that. Let me check. Oh, hold on. Yep, here it is.
Leave Brittany alone.
Let's go back over here. I live near, okay, Jessica Sillery Ross says, I live near there and never even heard of this until earlier today. So bizarre. It is very bizarre. Jersey gets a bad rep, not called the Garden State for nothing. It's nice to meet you, Jessica. I hope she's found and I hope she's safe.
The missing woman has ignited an intense search in Putnam County. Her family working, hoping, and praying they will find Brittany Gard soon and that she is okay.
We're frantically searching and calling everyone to see if anyone's seen or heard from her, to keep getting the word out, to let her know that we're looking for her in case she hears it or sees it somehow, and that she's able to come home safe to us.
Putnam County investigators are in the wooded area and surrounding field near Brittany's home, searching for answers.
We're very thankful and grateful that the Putnam County Sheriff's Department and the community that has been helping share tips or any information and helping us bring her home.
Oh, it's because it's on my computer ads. It'll do a advertisement. I apologize about that. I do feel very
motion sensor.
I feel very bad for her children too. For me, it's super weird that they find out that she's missing due to the house fire. Like, that again tells me that something awful happened inside that house. Somebody lit it on fire to hide the evidence. That's what they always do. They burn the evidence. I hope that her children can find her and that she is safe and that they get their mother back, especially the time of the year. The leaves are changing. I love when the leaves change. Jersey is beautiful. We have an ocean, mountain, farms, and beautiful places to visit and a lot of history. I agree with that.
Gard, who is originally from Marshall, Illinois, was supposed to be at a volleyball game last week, but did not show up. Then her house caught fire in what officials have described as a suspicious incident. Officials and family members have been working nonstop since then to find out what happened. Gard's family says she is a caring mom and aunt.
Brittany, she is someone that you can always count on. She's a very giving person, loving person. She will go out of her way to, like, you know, make you feel special.
Oh, man.
I know that my family particularly loves it when she comes and sees us, and she's just like, doesn't like to sit still. She's always like, let's go play outside and let's go do this. She's always trying to make memories with my kids and take pictures, and her kids come and hang out and we just have a good time. I just am at a loss.
Family members say they hope Gard is safe.
We love you. We need you. Your children love you and are worried and scared. We just want you to come home safe.
And Gard's family is asking anyone with information about her disappearance to contact the Putnam County Sheriff's Office.
I hope she's located, and I'm genuinely concerned about the fact that she's missing and they find out she's missing because of a house fire. Putnam County released a press conference today. Really, Carolina, let's see. Hold on. Okay, so the Putnam County continued to investigate. The night of the fire, a drone was used to assist search efforts in the area throughout the evening. The Putnam County Emergency Response Team continued search efforts in the area the following day. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources was contacted regarding searches of the pond on the property, and Brittany Gard could not be located. They continue to investigate. Let me go to their page. Press release. This is just saying they're working with their family and all the people they're working with to try to locate her. It's an active investigation. That was October 8th. That was today. I'm not seeing anything about a press conference specifically. The Putnam County Sheriff's Office is still saying that they're just trying to search and locate her, and they're getting help from the family. I saw Rotten Mango on this dad that talked about his death by kayak so he could go off to some woman in Uzbekistan. I can't say that place. I hope that she's located and that everything is okay regardless. Like, that would be a good answer in all of this, and that she's located, safe, and that the fire is completely unrelated. You ain't trying to meet Florida man, neither am I. All right, y'all, I'm going to end it for the day. Thank you, Carolina, for coming in, and thank you for the information. It's so nice to see y'all, and I'm so glad y'all were here with me today. It's nice to meet the new people who came in and dropped by. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all know how much I care for and love all of you so very much. I love our speculating family. Each and every one of you is so very amazing to me. And I am so very grateful for all of you guys. I feel like I'm working on getting more videos out on members and regularly. I've submitted a bunch of information requests, and I'm genuinely, like, I just sent a bunch of like follow-up emails today to try to see what's going on. As you know, we're in the middle of making some like huge life changes and things like that. So there's just a lot going on. I appreciate each of you for sticking with me and hanging with me through this time. Because after this, I'm hoping that the channel will grow a lot more once I get, my actual real life stuff lined up and we get moved and figure out everything that we need to do. There's still a lot that has to happen before we can actually move. But once we get moved and settled down, I'm hoping that I can put a lot more into the channel and it can get back to like it was before. But I want to thank you guys for that. I do have an appointment. No, not a baby. We're moving. No, I cannot have children. Absolutely not. I can't have any more children. That got fixed many years ago. Thank you so much to my mods for being here every day. You guys are amazing, and I cannot thank you enough for that. And I will enjoy the leaves, Lorianne, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Be strong and safe and embrace your dreams, like Linda said. Yes, ma'am. And I hope you all have a great evening. I will be back tomorrow, but we might be a little bit late because I have an appointment at 11:30, and I don't know when I'll be back. The appointment is a little bit of a drive away. I will keep you guys posted on when we will be live. We will be live, but it might start at like 2 or 3 instead of like 1:30 like it usually does. So just be on the lookout for a reschedule, like a live stream that happens later than they normally would for tomorrow. I hope that you guys stay safe. I will definitely be back tomorrow, like I said, a little bit later than normal, but we will be here nonetheless. Until then, I will miss you all greatly. I love you all very much, and I hope you have the best day ever. Thank you so much, and stay safe out there tonight. Please know that you are important, you are special, you are loved, and you are enough. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.